on this. So let's start. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. So this is the stock day trading strategy session. I've been working on this for a while, and I will try to finish it within 2 hours. And let's see if I can do that. I'm anticipating and expecting quite a few questions. That will take a lot of time. And as I said, it has been receiving requests from many people. And we have earlier a session on our swing trading strategy that was on April 11th, more than 2 months before Ramadan. Is Muzaffar asking permission? So what happened that I actually, in the meanwhile, I've been working on this for a long time. Amir Aziz. And initially, I have been actually quite active in futures trading for last maybe 4 or 5 years. So the strategies for the stock trading were actually developed around the futures day trading strategies. And for last 1 year, actually, I have also been doing quite a research and strategy development on this particular method of day trading stocks. Just before that, if we can just go through this disclaimer that this material is for educational learning purposes only and should not be taken as purchase or sell recommendations. Investing and trading in stocks and its derivatives like futures, options is risky and could result in substantial loss of capital. I'm not a registered financial advisor with FINRA or SEC, the regulatory bodies in USA. And for any financial advice, please consult to a registered financial advisor. We are going through the welcome introduction. Then we'll go through what is the opportunity and challenges when it comes to stocks day trading. Then we will discuss the market, stocks, and tools that we deploy to do the stocks day trading. Then we will see how we can scan for stocks on a daily basis. We call it stocks in play, the stocks which we are going to trade for our particular day. Then how to do it. So before that, we need to set up our charts, known as technical setup. And trading strategy and pattern, what exactly the strategy is, and how to just give me and how to use the patterns on technical setups. Just give me a second. I'm replying to a chat question. Okay. So trading strategy and patterns. Next will be the risk management. Is absolutely critical, very important section, that how to manage your risk. Then we'll take a short break, maybe 10 minutes, maybe 5 minutes, depending upon the time available. Then I will go to a kind of a live session, back testing the strategy. So obviously today is the market close, so we cannot test it in the live environment, but we will go a few days back in the past and try to apply the principles and do some trading. Then how to handle the challenging days where you incur losses or consecutive losses, how to handle those. Then the results of, I've been doing testing, recording this particular strategy for last 2 months, May and June. So I will share the results of those 2 months. And my 5 Pakistan colleagues, they had a complaint last time that your entire strategy and everything is just focused on US and Western markets, nothing applicable to Pakistan. So I have prepared one slide and applied this strategy to a Pakistani stock as well. Now, the Pakistan's market has its own challenges. It may or may not be very much applicable, but in theory, the strategy really works well. And the available resources, finally, how can you yourself in future go ahead and develop yourself as a trader, investor, if you like so. So what exactly is why day trading is? First, it is suitable for those who are seeking additional income. You already have a job or a business, but you can take a few hours daily, maybe 2-3 hours in the morning. You work from home or another place, but you have an access to a computer and internet and some tools. I mean, maybe multiple monitors, etc. That's all you need. You are in transition. Many of us are in transition. They have either changed their job, lay off from job. They are moving from one country to another, switch jobs, etc. And many are in almost kind of a semi-retirement or retirement age, getting close to it, and need a consistent source of income. So understand that now before that, you also need to understand that it is a game of probabilities and nothing is certain, especially when it comes to stock market, and losses are a part of it. So along the way, you will have loss. It's not like that you go and you work for 3 hours and you get your return, you pay. It's not like that. At times you will have gains, at times you will have losses. That's a part of the game. Our job is to keep our losses minimum, in other words, minimize the risk, and try to maximize the gains. So in the net, we always make some money as we go along. What exactly is the day trading? Day trading is different in nature than long-term investment or swing trading, short-term investment. So it is the day trading itself is entering and exiting stocks trades very quickly. Could be a few seconds, that is also known as scalping, or up to a few minutes or few hours, as we said. All trade needs to be closed every day, no overnight holding. If you keep and trade overnight, then it is no longer a day trade. It could be a swing trade or it could be an investment, depending upon your time horizon. For in US, if you want to day trade, you need to have a margin brokerage account because there are certain requirements. The broker won't allow you to day trade if you don't have $25,000 million US dollar balance and you don't have a margin brokerage account. But our job is to do not pay any interest on because we're not overnight holding it overnight. Maybe just having the stock of the trade for 1 hour, 2 hours, and that's all. So why should we pay any interest on it? There will be no interest. But you need to have a margin brokerage account. And in the US, we need to have a minimum $25,000 US dollar balance because there are certain requirements which are known as PDT requirement, pattern day traders requirement. Usually brokers allow 1 to 4 or even higher margin facility, which means that if you have $25,000 or $30,000, then you can borrow and stocks or trade into stock up to 4 times, sometimes even 6. But it's a two-edged sword. It means that the margin can kill you as well. If you incur a heavy loss, the broker will suspend your account, issue a margin call, and ask you to deposit other additional money, additional investment. So we need to be very careful about the pros and cons of the margin account. Canada-based, UK-based, Pakistan-based, those people are actually at an advantage because if they are doing day trading from there, even in US stocks, with some brokers which is registered there, they don't have to meet this requirement, PDT, and so they can even start with $10,000 or $15,000. In US, I recommend not anything below $30,000 or $50,000. So reason being, so you have some margin, even if you incur some loss, it should not drop below 25,000 minimum balance requirement, number one. Number two, the whatever the money you would like to put into this kind of thing, it should not be your survival saving. In other words, you should be mentally be prepared that, okay, if you lose this money, then you should not be in real financial trouble. You should have enough resources available so that you can carry on or pursue other endeavors or other ventures as well. So what are the opportunities and challenges? Opportunity is that it could be taken as a part-time hobby or supplemental earning generator in only 2 hours per day. Now I say hobby. Reason being, I do not recommend anyone to just start it doing full time immediately. Why? There is a learning curve. It will take time to understand the behavior of the stocks, the market, and the challenges and the method and system. No one can just become an expert overnight. So if you just treat it as a hobby and then start learning or improving your skill sets, then slowly it might become a consistent income generator for you, number one. And if you decide to just switch in the future after you have enough experience, then you can do that. One additional advantage is that there is no risk of overnight movement in stock prices. Like if you have some hundreds and thousands of dollars worth of stocks and tomorrow suddenly a stock drops by 10-15% overnight based on some news or something, anything can happen to any stock or any company. You are safe from that because you're just in the trade for maybe maximum 2 to 4 hours, not beyond that. Detailed fundamental analysis not required because We don't care whether the company is Coca-Cola or whether the company is Pepsi-Cola or how much is earning and what is the rate return on equity and how much is going to earn for after 5 years or 1 year. All we really care is that the company have enough stock to trade. It's liquid. It is respected in the market so that there are enough buyers and sellers, and it has a good price range. The movement every day. That's all we care. Challenges are it's not easy to learn like any other skill set, any other job, and it's also not easy to execute. Like it requires a certain business acumen, a skill set. It requires continuous learning and mentoring and improving yourself. It could result in big losses if not undertaken properly. That's why the risk management is absolutely important. It requires psychological and emotional control. It's very easy to make money in this at times. Similarly, it's very easy to lose a lot of money in this. And it hurts you psychologically and emotionally because at times you feel very happy and then you get relaxed and you think, oh, okay, I can make money very easily. But that's not true. And at times when you think that you are invincible, then on the other hand, you can start incurring huge losses and then you start doing revenge trading. Oh, okay, I need to get my money back from the market. And this is where we start losing our shirt. And people don't realize. So it requires great psychological and emotional control. It's not easy to master, very honestly. As I said, UQ's account holders are restricted by PDCT rules. And there is another instrument known as CFD, contract for difference instruments, which are available outside US. So even Canada and UK people, they can use CFDs for US stocks, but US people cannot use CFDs because it's banned in USA. What is CFD? That's a whole entirely different subject, and since it's not allowed in the US, so we will not discuss it here, but those are other options available to investors outside USA. So why stocks move intraday? We come to why stocks move. They move because of some news about the company, competition, regulations, and the environment itself. They are either a new product announcement, approval, etc. For example, Virgin Atlantic is not Virgin Atlantic, sorry, Space. It's a company that has been pursuing. I think has been set up by Elon Musk, founder of Tesla. What they are doing, they have received an approval from federal authorities, federal aviation authorities on Thursday evening or Friday morning for commercial. They have obtained a commercial license, commercial approval to take passengers to space. And that was a big news for them. Then all of a sudden, in one day, their stock moved 40% on Friday, just 2 days ago. That's because of this news. And that creates an ideal opportunity for people like us who are there to day trade their stocks. C was out and again. Okay, anyway. Their earnings and future guidance, the analyst upgrades and downgrades. Companies are all the time are merging with each other. They're acquiring other company. They are splitting their stocks and other things. And there could be major political and geopolitical news around a country or around a country's main hub of business. Some stocks, by their very nature, are big movers like Tesla and NIO and others. Price movements creates volatility and liquidity and hence opportunities for day traders. So what we do, we focus on stocks in play and find suitable entry exit points to trade them. Okay. Market and stock selection. So which market we are going to choose and which stocks we are going to select. One of my favorite quote is at the top by great trader Linda Rashki has her name. Whenever I start thinking that finally I have got the keys of the market changes its lock. So that tells you the nature of the stocks and the market, that every time you think that, oh, I got something and I can now deploy this strategy and just make a lot of money. Just I have heard stories about the market changes itself and it can changes a number of times during a day. So that's because why it is so, because the market consists of millions of individual traders and institutions spread all around the world. and they are there to make money. And most of the time, get their money out of your pockets or someone else's pocket. So it keeps on changing. So that's the challenge here. We select only US equities here, no outside US equities. The reason being, this is the largest equity market in the world with billions of dollars stocks traded every day. I think it's almost close to $1 trillion per day.
Yeah.
Yeah. Welcome, Abdurrahman.
Assalamu alaikum to everyone. I'm sorry about a little late.
Welcome, salam. So you're already on a slide number 3 or 4, so you have not lost much, not a big issue. And I'm also inshallah recording it. We'll share the recording as well. So there's a choice of 3,000 plus stocks. In fact, it's around 7,000, counting both large cap and mid cap and small cap.
Assalamu alaikum. Just one quick interruption. Sorry about that. Yeah, Amir Aziz here.
Yes, Amir.
Seen dropped out and he's having trouble get back in. He sent, can someone let him in?
Who?
Can do that. You may be able to do it.
No, I have just let Wasim say yes. I'm not receiving any requests from anyone. There are 18 participants. Are you talking about Aftab Haider?
Okay, all right. I'll just text him. Thank you.
No, who is this gentleman? Aftab Haider?
No, Wasim.
Wasim is back. Wasim back. I'm sure.
Back? Okay.
Yeah, he's here.
Yeah, he's here. Yeah,
Okay.
he's here. He's here.
Yeah, I got in. Thank
Hello,
you,
Wasim.
Sabri.
Wasim, yeah.
Yeah, I got in.
He's there.
Okay.
Don't worry.
So your presence, Wasim.
Yeah. So good daily price range create opportunities. It's a high liquidity volume traded every day. So we're looking at the price range for day trading stocks and liquidity, the volume. In general, what we are looking at, that we are looking at the price range of $10 to $150, although there are exceptions, always exception, with a minimum average volume of 1 million shares per day traded and minimum trading range of $2. Now, this thing can vary, but with experience, you will probably realize that why it is necessary. Because if there is a stock, just like FedEx, and or maybe some other stock, normally they don't move much, but they have high trading volume. But if they don't move much, they don't create a trading range during a particular given day, then the opportunities for people like day traders is not really there. And the US markets are also focused on major international financial institutions. Tell me if I'm reading it too fast, then I will slow down, try to slow down. Target, okay, thank you. Target is to generate $200 to $300 per day initially on consistent basis. So we might lose, let's say one day, maybe $200, $300, $400, but over a period of time, or a large number of trades, we should be able to, on average, to create $200 to $300 per day initially. And then you can always increase our position size and improve the strategy, and then increase this to maybe 400. There's no limit, $400, $500 per day.
And this is based on 25K investment, correct, Sabri?
25K is the minimum, because below that you cannot do the day trading, right? But my recommendation would be to have something between in 30 to 50K range, so that even if you have some losses, you don't drop below 25, number one. And you will see, I will show you a table. So the average investment is something around 30, 35,000 average investment.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Minimize the number of trades to avoid broker commission, other costs. So if we do a lot of trading, number one is going to cost some in terms of the broker commission. They will charge their commission. There are some other costs as well. And obviously it will take extra time. Another thing is to have a bid volume spread should be 5 cents or low. I hope everyone know what is a bid volume. Actually, it's bid ask. Sorry about that. It's not bid volume, bid ask spread. And what it means that every stock has a spread. And the people who are buyers are offering, let's say, a stock at $30, and sellers are asking for $31. The spread is $1. Now, it means that if you buy a spread immediately in the market, buy a stock, you will pay $31. And then you go and back and try to sell it, it will be $30. Immediately you have a loss of $1 per stock. And that's not acceptable, because we will be trading in large volumes. So we want a bid ask spread of 5 cents or below, ideally. It could be 7, 8 cents, but after 7, 8 cents, I normally don't trade any stocks unless its bid ask spread comes down. And we target a risk to reward ratio of 2 to 3 or higher, minimum 2. 3 is optimal. What it means that when we enter into a trade, we are risking certain amount. When we are risking a certain amount, let's say $200 or $300, then we should be targeting at least $600 or $900 accordingly. So that if we lose on one trade, maybe 2 trade, maybe 3 trade in a row, but one makeup trade should make it up for the entire series of losses. So if we see upfront that the risk reward ratio is less than 2, we should not trade it. Now we need certain tools and setup. So we need to have, at first we need to have an account. So there's a number of varieties available. Over here, I am just mentioning the tools and the account that I use. So I use an interactive brokers. The advantage is low commissions. So normally just $2 combined, $1 each way. When you buy a certain number of stocks and sell it, it's just $2. There are brokers who say that we don't charge any commission free, but those are not suitable for day trading. There are a number of reasons for that. Since they don't charge you for the commission, so they cut corners on other things. Either the speed of execution is slow, or they combine a number of the weight and combine a number of orders to get the best prices. In that way, you lose because maybe seconds are very critical and important for you to enter and exit the trade. So the interactive brokers provide their own trading platform. You need a trading platform where you draw the chart and then you sense how the price action is performing and where it is going. And then accordingly, you make the trades from there. For that, you need real-time quotes and scanner. So real-time quote means that you need to have a real-time data feed from the exchange, and the exchange have certain cost to it. So each exchange, like New York Stock Exchange, NASDAQ Exchange, they charge you something. So you need to take a look at the total package. Some of the data feeds are very expensive, like futures and Forex. Some are less expensive, depending upon the market. Commodities market have a different price structure when it comes to data feed. I use Sierra Chart trading platform, which is just altogether a charting platform. Ideally, it was built with Forex and future markets in the mind. So it's not really built around the stocks day trading, but I have been using Sierra Chart for the last 5 years. So I'm using it for the stock as well. One advantage of it is just it just cost me $63 per month. So it's cheapest, but it has a learning curve to learn. It's not really kind of a cloud thing with the new, what do you call it, whistles and bells, something like those things, fancy interface, but it's a really powerful platform. Professional trading platform is designed, as I said, it's designed for futures. It's the real-time data feed required separately. The total cost is still $63 per month. There are some other good trading platforms available like DAS Pro and Sterling Pro. Their cost is $165, $150, around that range. And they are really optimized for day trading and faster execution with stocks in mind. I use 3 full-size monitors, 20-inch each, and one separate laptop. Why I use a separate laptop, I will describe it in details later on. You need to have a good internet connection. The one I use has 300 megabits per second. And you should have a trading plan comprising of everything. Okay, this is what I'm going to use. This is what my data feed is going to be. This is what my brokerage. This is what my contingency plan is. What if the electricity is cut off, internet breaks down, or my PC breaks down? What I will do? I'm in the trade. Okay, you should have something, because maybe out of your $35,000, $30,000 stocks are at stake. And by the time the things come back and you come in 2, 3, 4 hours, the stocks can do havoc to your account. So you need to have this kind of plan in place, which is known as trading plan. Any questions around this so far? So let me answer the question as well. Yeah, you might have some question. Go ahead.
Yes, Sabri. So for day trading, we should just consider the volume and moving average. Is that right?
volume and price range.
Moving average.
No, I became minimum average volume, a minimum trading range of $2 right here. Right here.
Yeah.
Let me just give me a second. Let me create a pointer here, laser pointer. Yeah.
I got a question
Here,
also.
this one. Yeah, go ahead, please.
Okay, you can answer the question first, then I'll.
No, there's no other question. Amit,
Okay.
go ahead.
So are you specifically asking for day trading for stocks, or you can also do ETFs?
You can do ETF as well.
ETF,
Because
yeah.
ETFs are traded just like stocks.
Okay, real time.
Yeah.
Real time, okay.
You can do ETF as well. Our condition is that for the time being, because of this small target, 200 per day, it should be in this range, this volume, and this minimum trading range. So does the ETF has a minimum trading range of $2 every day? Normally they don't. Normally they don't. ETF normally have a very tight range because they are a kind of an average or representative of the number of stocks, right? So individual stocks will have higher trading ranges or lower trading ranges. But someone which is representing there an average of that should be in the middle of that. Okay.
Sabri, can I suggest if others also are fine with this, that if you continue your this presentation and we can have a question and answer session at the end, so that you continue the rhythm or momentum may be disturbed with this. It's just a suggestion if others also fine with this.
There's a good suggestion, and I did it last time as well. But unfortunately, what happens by the time we finish, because I think maybe 2 hours from now, people normally forget their questions. Anyway, I'm fine with every approach.
No, that's
Yes, and also be prepared for because I may have another session for maybe 2-3 hours long. So be prepared for my questions as well.
Oh my God.
I have a long list of questions.
Who is this?
Who is this?
Faisal.
Faisal.
I'm Faisal.
Saudi Arabia. Are you selling Sukuk
Yeah,
bond
Faisal
or what?
Iqbal.
I'm sorry?
Faisal,
Sorry?
are you selling Sukuk bond or what?
Sukuk bonds.
Dealing in all both, but yes, Sukuk is you can say my expertise. But trading, stock trading and day trading also have a long experience of this also. So definitely we'll share my thoughts also, and will definitely benefit from Sabri's and other participants'
I forgot to
experience
ask you a
learnings.
question.
Sabri
forgot-
bhai,
Yeah, go ahead.
Sabri bhai, can I just add a compliment to Faisal? He was right hand to Mr. Akil Daddy.
Oh, excellent, excellent. Oh yeah, I forgot to ask you.
And
How
my
many
guru is Abdul Rahman Mani.
Okay.
So he's the one who took me to Karachi Stock Exchange.
Okay.
Wow.
Besides
And
Faisal, how
introduced me with
many of
certain
you have
brokers.
experience of this thing, day trading? I
Good.
just forgot to ask this question.
So
I think they're quite a
that's very good addition. Na? Faisal is a very good addition.
Yeah, Faisal is one, Abdul Rahman is another, Wasim probably has experience.
Wasim Sayyad, yeah.
Wasim and Saifabhai up. Who else has experience in this? I don't know. Shakil Kazi, one of my friend is here. He's experienced. I don't know, but he used to work for an MCB funds. Anyway, so people know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
And maybe even better than I do. Anyway.
And also because we have a blend of this experience learning different people, so definitely it will be a very fruitful and thoughtful session by sharing all other thoughts and definitely learning
so
from
let's proceed. Thank you.
Yes.
Okay, so first we have to identify the stocks, especially when it comes to US market, because there are approximately 7,000 stocks. Okay, so how do we narrow it down? In Pakistan, I believe there are certain stocks, and the list might be total 50 stocks, which are very active in Karachi Stock Exchange and were highly active. We need highly active, right? So, for example, now I initially prepared this slide. So I had a number of free and paid resources. But this particular website, I just come across this last week. I knew about this one. It's known as Bear Bull Traders. It's set up by a Canadian guy, Andrew Aziz. So if you just go to the Bear Bull Traders, every morning they prepare us watch list for day trading. And if they live stream it on YouTube. So this is their screenshot of their live stream on June 25th, right here.
Sabri, are you sharing your screen? For some reason, I don't see your screen.
I'm sharing. Can you guys see it?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, I can see here.
Okay. No,
Moby,
I got it now.
Moby, you have to go to the screens.
Yeah, no, I got it down. Thank you, Rahman.
Okay.
Okay. So instead of you learn everything about how to create a watch list and go and if there are resources available, then why not? And those resources are free, then why not utilize it? So this particular bearable traders, let's say on the Central US time, they start at 7:30 in the morning or 8:30 Eastern time in US, and they have a list of gap up or gap down stocks pre-market, trading pre-market. And from those, they analyze their charts and finalize their watch list, which is on the right here, divided into 3 different lists. On the top is the priority number 1, then priority number 2, and the least priority. And then they discuss it why they are giving this priority. So for example, they picked up space, again, the same. And at pre-market, it was 20% up with the 10.6 million shares traded. It was 7:30 a.m. in the morning, 1 hour before actual market starts. And they picked up this one and the Nike, AMC, which is a meme stock, and others, and CarMax. Go ahead.
Sabi, can you repeat the website?
It's on your left. You
Bear
see
Bull.
Bear Bull Traders. So the
Okay.
website is bearbulltraders.com, but it's from the YouTube live stream channel, and they call it Bear Bull Pre-Market Trading.
Okay.
Or Bear Bull. So if instead of,
Excuse me, Sabri, can you hear me?
Go ahead.
This is for, yeah. So what's their advantage? Why will they, give you suggestions for free?
Good question. Now there's a competition between number of, they operate trading services and trading rooms. And for full subscription, full membership trading services and chat room, they charge you something around $2,000 per year, in that range. Because of the competition, they live stream a certain portion of their daily activities. This is one of them. I will come to another one, but this is a very good source, free of cost, available to all of us, right? And I had actually prepared a whole section of how to create watch list, what to look into, and how to do that. But if you can just log in at 7:30 and 7:45 in the morning, let's say, US Central Time, and within 30 minutes you can go through these charts and you have come up with a watch list, and then you can have this watch list ready to monitor and jump into action when it is required. Then why not take advantage of this thing, right?
Yeah.
Excellent.
So this is one of the sources. Otherwise, we have a number of sources, and I have that in the resources section. Depending upon the time available, I will show it to you. So this is how we can create a watch list for stocks in play. Okay. Now, what about the intraday scanner? That was pre-market. Now, this, for example, this fair subscription for this trade idea, this is known as trade ideas. It's in this range, $1,000 to $2,220 per year. Now, if you want to spend this money, go ahead, become their member. But this is probably the best scanner, intraday scanner I have seen. And what they do, you can, for example, on the left side, action is heating up, biggest gainers, breaking out on volume. We're interested in this. There are a number of different types of
Sorry, Sabi, you prefer this trade ideas pro scanner or bear bull trading? This is the best side you recommend.
Okay. In the previous slide, let me go back to this. This is another company, Bear Bull Traders. That's for the pre-market scanner.
Okay.
But once the market starts trading for the whole day, let's 8:30 in the morning for Central Time or 9:30 Eastern Time, then you need a scanner to continuously scan the market and come up with a fresh list of stocks. Pre-market is something different, and during the market is something different, because it's 8 hours trading. How many? 8:30 to 7 hours and 30 minutes trading. So what you do, you need this kind of resources as well. Now, since that was also a free, but those guys do not offer that free Someone is asking, is again Mubashir, I think. Anyway, so someone was, for example, asking about their costs. So their cost is also in this range, but they are offering it pre-market for free. Now there are different side, like one is diesel day trading. It's right here. So you can write down this diesel day trading. They live stream the Trade Ideas Pro scanners for free during the market hours. So if you just write down diesel day trading or the Trade Ideas Pro Scanner Live, so you can have these kind of scanners available, which can tell you the which stocks are moving or creating opportunities during the market hours. Now, if you don't find this, because these guys are also very, I mean, they're very clever, so they know what they're offering free. They want you to ultimately subscribe to and pay this price to them. Then your brokers at the platform, normally they also offer intraday scanners, like interactive brokers have scanners, but those scanners are not generally as good as these scanners. So that's why I have shown this. Well, in the resources section, I will show you another slide of our interactive brokers, the brokers that I use and their intraday scanners. But you need pre-market scanner and intraday scanners as well. Okay.
So
Question?
Sabri, diesel day trading is a 35-second delay.
Yes.
That's way too much.
Sometimes it is too much, and that's pretty much okay. You see, you cannot go second by second, and I mean, at least they are generating this and showing it to you. You have an idea which stocks are moving,
Yeah,
and then you can
not that.
capture it. It is much better than having nothing. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's how you create stocks and playlists, and you monitor those.
So you can't use your brokers to advise you what to buy and what to not.
We can.
Yeah, you can.
You can. Hold on. I put that slide just towards the end. Here are the other. This is the broker's account. This is coming from the interactive brokers directly. So I have set some ranges. So between, remember, $10 to $150 and the changes. So this stock, for example, has changed by 6%. This stock has changed by this. This is the average volume for last 20 days. 1.4 million, 4 million, 41 million. This is BlackBerry, 44 million. So they have this kind of resources. But honestly, the quality of those scanners that I've shown, those are AI based, is much better than this one. And I also have a subscription. This is subscription to bar chart. They have different types of scanners, like volume advanced scanners. So I like those. I mean, because for them as well, you need to go there and get and go through each of them, and then choose someone. By the time you will do it, it will probably be it would have taken at least 5-10 minutes to analyze those. On the other hand, if you are a subscriber to those scanners, and even if the 35-second delay, this one, then it's worth it, because they will immediately on one screen. So on one screen monitor, you have this kind of thing every time I mean, you need to pay full attention to this, and they can announce, okay, this stock is breaking out on volume. This stock is gapping up. This stock is near high. So it could be a distraction, but you need to choose 3 or 4 at max at one, and then take a look at their charts and then decide whether you are going there or not. Okay. Now, next slide, trading chat room. Now, almost all of these, like Bear Bulls or that trade idea, they have live chat room as well. It is very necessary, because trading normally is a very kind of a lonely thing, lonely endeavor. You are with your computer and you can spend the entire day with that, or maybe at least 2 to 3, 4 hours. You want to be socially connected to a group of people, like-minded people who are doing the same thing. So this is one of the chat room, and this chat room is operated by, if you want, I can you hear the?
Yes.
Scott, by Scott.
Can you hear the voice? It will come back.
We cannot hear any voice. At least I can't.
Can you see it now? Can you hear it now?
Yeah.
No, it's, I think, very feeble. Yes, I can hear
Okay,
something.
forget.
Yes.
because I recorded it separately. Anyway, what these guys are doing, they are having a number of people logged on to their screen, and they most are paid $300 per year to $2,500 per year. This one is TradeNet chat room live, and they offer their trade. You can write down their name, TradeNet. It's basically an Israeli company. They operate from Israel and US as well, and they live stream here at YouTube. Now, what they are doing, the analysts are, again, they're doing the same thing. They're giving you the, okay, these are our picks, like this PDD, like this Wish, at this is the point 11.7, buy it at this and buy at that. And then different people are giving their ideas, analysts saying, okay, this is a good idea, this is not the bad idea, why we are doing this, how much we have traded. So it's a live activity going on along with you. And again, it's 20-second delayed. If you are not part of their chat room, if you're not paying this money, but again, it's a great free resources. So one monitor I have on my separate laptop, it's always going on. So I can listen to them during the daytime. I can use that intraday scanner, or I can hear to them, listen to them. And in this way, I can come to know what are the ideas, because now you are socially connected with a group of like-minded people who are helping each other. And obviously you can help and you can ask a question on the YouTube, but you're not part of their trading chat room. They prefer you to be a full member of that, so that you can post your ideas, you can discuss it directly without any delays. But these are very, very useful free resources which are available to all day traders, because they are being live streamed because of the technology on the YouTube and even on the Facebook, I think. So why not you go ahead?
So why the listed companies, do they take their services to promote their shares? You know, they can ask them to give. I mean, the companies whose shares are being traded, they can
I
ask.
don't think so,
guys.
because these are all day trading channels. So they are telling you, okay, sell it now, buy it now, sell it now. So what the company will get it from there, because they are not asking you to buy and hold it.
Okay.
Companies will benefit if they're paying somebody who are asking people to buy and hold it. They are just for the day trading purpose. Number one. Number two, in the US, companies cannot officially do it. That would be against SEC rules. That they can have paid agents who, on the other hand, they can advise their customers to buy a certain, just because they are getting commissions. So that's against the rules. So they are independent.
Or you can say it comes to under insider trading as well.
Correct.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
So these are excellent free resources available, being live streamed every day. This trading chat room is available for the whole day, right? 8 days, 8 hours. And this one was for 1 hour pre-market. But this is the excellent pre-market watch list developer, pre-market gainer, bear bull, and they have, by the way, a live trading room as well. Chat, but they don't broadcast it live stream. With the I think on this one I've been using it for a year now, trading TradeNet chat room, and I think I have advised Masood Wakar and someone else, maybe Jamal Siddiqui, Jamal Izhar Chakri, probably in past, so that at least they can watch it, so they know what these guys are doing, because it is free of cost.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
I remember
So
it.
no more question, then we can move on.
I have a question, Sabri, if you have time.
No problem, Amir, go ahead.
So just asking you or Faisal or Wasim, anyone, the experts here. So you do not recommend day trading if you cannot spend like what you're telling us here is going to take like 4 to 5 hours a day. Most of us probably have only 1 hour during lunchtime. Maybe we can spend. So if you don't have enough time, maybe that's not the right way to manage your investment, or you do it when you retire. Is that what I'm kind of guessing?
The greatest opportunities for the day trading are in the morning, when the market opens, the first 1 to 2 hours. After that, it gets slows down, and you see the charts. And during the lunch hours, traders also take a break at lunch at exchanges, so this really gets slowed down. Then sometime it picks up because of any news. But to answer it, yes and no. Yes, if you just want to have a spend, you can spare 2 to 3 hours in the morning, nothing like it. But there are always opportunities, even during the lunch hour as well as afterwards. Reason being, for example, if you're watching this trading chat room and this intraday pro scanners, then it can pick some good trades even during the lunch hours. And then you can immediately go check their charts and deploy the strategy. But 1 hour is too short a window, too short a window. Sometimes you don't, because then you will be forcing yourself to place a trade during that 1 hour, go in and go out. And that will not be, honestly, in 1 hour, if you want to generate $200 to $300, $400 every day, that really is not, I think, something that you should really target for. Any other ideas on that?
But what Amir is saying that we must spare the morning time, start of market time. to do
Not
the day
necessarily.
trading.
This is what I said. The greatest opportunities are in the morning. This is what I said.
Yeah.
But sometimes there are good opportunity during lunch as well as after lunch as well.
Yeah, but
Sabi, can
probability
I
is
ask
less.
a question?
Yes, Abdurrahman.
Yeah. What about bar chart? Any words on bar chart? What do you think about that?
I am a subscriber, premium member of bar chart.
Excellent.
I myself.
Yeah.
Bar chart is an excellent resource. And
Yeah.
this particular chart that I have shown you right here, supplement section, which section was that? Right here in the bottom. This is bar chart high volume scan.
Yeah.
You see it? You see?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry. So I am, and I have a number of scanners developed because I'm a paid subscriber to that. That just costs $200 a year.
Yeah.
It's an excellent resource. Excellent resource.
Yeah.
But it is not really, I would say, time for the day traders. It's more like it has a great section on options, futures, and the people who want to invest maybe for a few days. Analysis is more oriented towards that. This has great tools.
Mm-hmm.
And in $200 a year, I don't think that is expensive in
You
any
can't
way.
go wrong. Yeah.
Yeah. Because I'm already a subscriber and I've been using for the last 2-3 years.
Yes.
And I'm very happy with their services. Okay.
Right.
Okay, going back, where are we?
Second question was, are we gonna go for the charts itself as well? Like,
Yeah, right now we're just jumping to the charts.
Yeah, okay.
And we will do some back testing on the charts. We'll take some trades based on this strategy.
Excellent.
Okay.
Excellent. Amir, if we are beginner or just starting, I'm telling you, whether you want to spend 20 minutes or an hour, it is so interesting that you will spend more than 5-6 hours a day.
Yeah, I agree. Sabri, I just wanted to add one point here for Amir's sake, replying him. There are different, as they say, there are different ways to skin a cat. So there are different ways of trading. What Sabri is talking about, and I think his focus today is day trading. So where he's talking about 3-4 hours, and that's perfect. That's what a day trading needs, like people need to do in order to make money. But there are other ways like swing trading and other like investment styles where you don't need to, but the results may be different, like maybe less, maybe more. It depends what you are trying to achieve. So like in few weeks after Sabri is done here, which is very fantastic presentation he's doing,
yes,
I will show the other way also, so people have more broader spectrum. I know Sabri also agrees about swing trading, but his focus right now is day trading. So let's let's just stick to that and let's understand what he's saying here. Thank you, guys.
Okay, thank you, Zasim.
Thank
So
you.
moving on, Raman, to your question, obvious. Okay, we are setting up our charts. Okay, so these are the indicators that I use for this strategy. So there's a lot of reading. I probably maybe just go and jump into, but very quickly into the chart directly. So we use exponential moving averages, 10 period and 34 periods. Over the years, I've been using it a lot with the futures and stock as well. I think these two works for me. Now, different people can come up with different moving averages, exponential. Some are fine with 9 periods, some are fine with 9 and 20, some are with 20 and 50. It's just where you are comfortable with. So I'm comfortable with 10 and 34, and you might want to experiment with different ranges, but I think this will work. One of the critical is VWAP, volume weighted average price. If a stock is continuously above volume weighted average price during the course of a day, then it's trending upwards. If it is below it, then it's trending downwards. One key indicator that I use is a slightly modified form of popular MACD, moving average conversion divergence. It's known as PPO, percent price oscillator. Now, you want me to give an explanation that what exactly is PPO? Then I'll probably explain it on the chart, because I can go on, and it will be too subjective. I have also developed a trend indicator. This is my proprietary, because in the Sierra chart, it allows you to program indicators. So I had developed one trend indicator. It shows upward trends and downward trends. And it works both in the day trading as well as swing trading in the long term as well. Then obviously volume is a key component. We always watch the volume. If the stock is trading at high volumes, whether going upward or downward, then it means a lot of people are it's generating momentum in that particular direction. Then another set of indicators that gives you some support and resistance levels are daily pivot points. Pivot points are basically have mathematical formulas, and your charting platform automatically plots these pivot points based on previous day or week or hour, whatever. We use previous day pivot point. I will show you how it works. There are certain price levels which are important. Previous day close, at what level the stock closed yesterday, what it is today's midpoint, and first hour low and high, which are very important. First hour low and high trading ranges. Okay. Any question? Then otherwise we'll go into that. This is the pivot point. What it happens.
10:35 means 10 days and 34 days.
No. We are day trading.
Yeah.
Whatever the chart time frame you are using, I use 5 minutes. In the morning when it starts, I use 2 minutes or maybe 1 minute, 2 minutes, 5 minutes. And after maybe 30 minutes or 15, 20 minutes, we switch to 5 minutes. Right? So 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 15 minutes. That's all. 15 minutes I really use because I don't normally spend time in day trading much. So if you're using a chart, let me give you an example here. This is a chart. This is a 5-minute chart, right? So each bar here, this is market. So each bar represents 5 minutes of activity. So this line, this one line here, this dotted and dash line, this line here, this is a 34 period line. This says EMA 34, right? This one here. So this is a 34 period, means it is an exponential moving average of closing prices of these last 34 bars. Now for the day, if you say daily, you can switch the time frame from 5 minutes to day. Then it will represent 34 days. But you're not really bothered about what stock was doing 34 days ago. You are just being bothered and focused on what stock is doing right now.
Right now, yeah. Understood.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is basically 10 period. That's why I say 10 period and 34 period. Whatever time frame you are using, 5 minutes or 2 minutes, 15 minutes, not beyond that for day trading. Okay. Have I answered your question? And anyone, any other question on this? No? Okay. So the pivot point here, there is a separate slide that tells you how the pivot points are calculated. Forget about that. There's a lot of discussion. Pivot point, normally you just think that, okay, pivot point is the pivot for the day around which the stock will revolve. Below it, there are 3 different support levels, S1, S2, S3. Above it, there are 3 resistance levels, R1, R2, R3. And this is for Forex, Euro and US dollar anywhere. The formula works same for the stocks and any other place as well. And during the pivot point is what it does tell you that, okay, if the stock's falling below, then it will find some support here and here and here. And if it is going upward, it will find some resistance here, here and here. And we will see when we will do some trading that because technically there are a lot of technical traders who are just doing day traders, and they are all looking at the same pivot points and the same averages. So since human psychology is quite constant, I mean, we're all human, right? So everyone is looking at this. So at this point, for example, if someone buys it here and the stock is approaching here, there will be a tendency to take some profits at least. So stock will take a pause here. Definitely, or it might come down. So that gives you an idea, okay, where should I take my profit? Similarly, if stock is dropping and you are short, then you might want to cover your position. Now, I believe everyone knows what is shorting. If someone does not know, I can explain it to you. Any question on shorting?
Shorting is selling.
No, it's not just not selling. Shorting is selling while you don't own the stock.
Yeah, understand. Yeah.
So you, in other words, it's borrowing. So you borrow a stock from your broker, you sell in the market, and when you close the position, you're buying it back. So the concept clear to everyone?
Yeah.
Farooq and Saif and Muzaffar, I think they are from Pakistan. Okay. Anyway.
वहाँ तो सबसे ज्यादा होती है short.
यार मैं साबरी भाई मैं I'm just trying to understand the concept. I'm not in it, but I'm enjoying this session.
Enjoyment के साथ साथ होता है सैफ भाई, आपको ये काम भी है। आपके ज़माने के तो माशाल्लाह हम सब वो हैं मुरीद।
बहुत काम आएगी सैफ तो वैसे कारोबारी आदमी भाई।
हाँ।
कारोबारी हूँ, but not in stocks. But anyway, it's very wonderful session. I'm enjoying it.
Okay, thank you. So let's move on. Question on the favorite point. Okay. On one screen, I always have this thing of it. Now this is market, my market. Basically, I had developed this for my futures, right? So these are all futures. This on your left is NASDAQ futures. On your right is S&P 500. S&P 500 futures, we call it ES. These are your main market to watch. Then on the smaller one is Russell. It's known as Russell or IWM. It's a ETF. Now what we are watching is looks too messy to here, might be, but basically it's very simple. These rectangles, these are the resistance. And why I'm using future, number one, futures are highly liquid. Futures are 24 hours. And since I have experience in futures for the last 4 or 5, which is honestly, I will be honest with you, it is a disaster. So I no longer trade future markets. But it has given me insights into how the market works and how the stock works around that. So either you can use futures or you can simply use the markets, which is SPY, ES, or S&P 500. The top 3 charts are SPY, S&P 500. The bottom 3 charts are NASDAQ. This is 5 minute, this is 15 minute, and this is daily. 5 minute NASDAQ, 5 minute, 15 minute NASDAQ, and daily. So either it's up to you, where are you comfortable? Since I'm more comfortable with the futures, I use this one. On the bottom left, we have, and I see on New York Stock Exchange take this at any given particular time, telling me like it's 278. At this time, 278 stocks were trading higher than previous second. Previous, or not previous second, I'm sorry, on their previous trade. So and this time, the stock is having a trade every second, right? Maybe 1,000 seconds every minute, thousands of trade every second. So 278 are up from their previous trades. At this time, there were 800. If this stock is continuously up, what is it telling you? That more and more stocks are trading higher compared to the previous trades. And if it is dropping like this, then what is it telling you? That more stocks are trading lower compared to their previous trades. This one is known as advanced decline line or AD line. This is just telling us that this is minus 1104 at this particular time, which is 1340 on this particular date, which was, I think, something 17 or 18, whatever, of June. A total number of 1100 stocks in New York Stock Exchange are trading lower than yesterday.
So it's bearish.
Yes, take a look at that. At 8:05, it was positive 400, close to that. When at that time, 400 stocks were up compared to yesterday. But it's dropping like this, and then it's stabilizing, then it's increasing, and then it's stabilizing. So during this period between, let's say, 845 to 855, there was a sharp drop. Take a look at the S&P. Right here, this drop. You see these. So this is telling you, okay, the S&P itself is dropping between this period, and then it is found support, and then it went back. So in other words, these parameters just give you a broad idea, okay, how overall the general market is doing when it comes to S&P 500, when it comes to NASDAQ, when it comes to Russell. And your stock will 99% will be among in three of these exchanges. Either it will be a New York Stock Exchange, or it will be a NASDAQ, or it will be a small stock, financial or energy or smaller stock in this Russell. Now let's say NASDAQ is here, it opens, then it drops, and you are in NASDAQ, and the NASDAQ is showing this kind of behavior, okay, from 8:30, and then you are shorting a NASDAQ stock. Does it make sense? Generally, no. If it is a market NASDAQ stock like Apple, Microsoft, or something, if NASDAQ is going up, and if S&P is going up, mainly S&P, then it will propel or support the stock, and even the weak stock will go up or at least consolidate. It will not go down. Or even if it starts going down, for some reason, it will be very short-lived. So you need to always have clue that what the overall market is doing. Similarly, if the market is going down and we are going long means we are buying the stock, then we need to know, okay, what exactly is market is doing? Is it trading under its VWAP, volume weighted average price, or is it at a, like these rectangles, these small lines, these are supports and resistance zones for future market. Now take a look at this S&P behavior. When S&P comes down to this point, immediately it made a U-turn, correct? Because it has found a strong support. But we knew it that it is going to come down to a support. It has already been extended, so there were quite a few good chances that it will go back. But we are not trading market. We are not trading market ETFs like SPY or QQQ. We're not trading futures. We're just having a clue, an idea around the overall market environment during this particular day, and where we are trading those stocks, so that, okay, if we do not go against the market should support our trade, should not oppose our trade.
But
any question?
Sabri?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So, but these overall trends, do they represent all the companies, or the trend comes from the majority of the major players? Because maybe you are holding a share of a very small company whose shares are not being affected by the overall trend, you know.
Yes, it is possible. It is possible. For the day trading, Farooq, we are there for just maybe a few minutes, a few hours. So if a stock is going against the market in general, this happens, yeah. But S&P, it has 500 stocks in it. And NASDAQ, it has, this is NASDAQ 100. This has 100 top NASDAQ stocks. Russell, this has 2000. This is Russell 2000 stocks. Overall market environment at that particular time either will support or discourage the stock's behavior. So even if it is a stock and market is pretty weak, is going like this, it will start coming down maybe, or it will not come down, but its momentum will slow down. And we are not there for hours. We are not there for months or days. So we don't really care. So we want to trade stocks which are behaving in line with this market behavior, so that in a short period of time, we have an edge. Because we are just being there for a very short period of time. Our focus is day trading. It's not for even for a day. It may be just even for an hour. So why should I invest in for 1 hour in a stock which is going against the market?
And generally, how long it takes for the trend to get upset, you know, to change its trend? Like if it's going down, or then within minutes it can start going up, or it takes.
Can you repeat that? I'm sorry, I'm just trying to let somebody in. Can you repeat that, Farooq?
I mean, like, does it take? It takes abrupt changes, or it follows a trend over a certain period of time, say like half an hour or so, or it can change within seconds.
Within seconds. Within seconds. Within
seconds for a like I mean, within what percentage of a second? Like if the value of is $1, then within a second it will change to $2, or it will change to $1.1.
Anything can happen. Anything can happen in the market anytime. That's the beauty of the market. Everything is unknown. You remember that quote, the Linda Rashi quote? That whenever I start thinking that I have the keys of the lock of the market, the market changes its lock.
Yeah.
Because there are millions and millions of people who are trading it. And collectively it's very difficult to say with certain conviction that this is the market behavior right now. Anything can happen anytime. Yeah, you have raised hand, Abdul Rahman.
Yeah, it's any news from the vault. So we are global village, right? So that takes the sentiment out, and then the market falls or price depending on that?
I remember it when I was doing a future trade. So future was going like this, very high, and we had a position like this. I was away from my screen, whatever. And Mr. Trump made some quick tweets.
Yeah.
What something?
Yeah.
2:30 in the morning. All of a sudden, market drops.
Trump
like
is not American. Benazir Bhutto, I still remember that day. What happened? You know, the day he was martyred. You know, it was a disaster here in North America.
So,
Sabri,
yeah.
Sabri,
Now, what Benazir Bhutto has to do with the American stocks anyway? Nothing. But this is what market is. And you say, go ahead.
Sabri, it means that day trading is a bullish strategy purely.
No.
No, not at all, sir.
Not at all. Sir, I will come and show it to you. Give me a second. It works both ways.
Okay.
When it is bullish, you are long. When it is bearish, you are short.
Short. Yeah.
Simple. It works both ways.
Yeah.
But there are some challenges to being short. We'll discuss it. Okay.
Yeah.
So let's move.
Shorting is risky.
Everything is risky. Going long is risky. Long means people.
But shorting is beautiful.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is the same charts. This is futures. Now futures have an advantage. Futures are highly liquid, and futures are being traded 24 hours, and futures move earlier than actual stocks. Why? Because it's easy to get out and in of the future markets. So when the future market is signaling something, it will take some time for the stock owners or the traders to go and actually into the market and sell it or buy it, right? It will take some time. But the future normally don't take much time. So futures give you a clue. But anyway, don't spend too much time on futures. Because you're not trading futures, you can keep it very simple with the simple plain daily and 5-minute charts of both S&P as well as Nasdaq. Here we have 5, 15, and daily charts.
Yeah, Sabri, if you allow, I just wanted to say one thing for shorting. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. So what they say is, based on Abdul Rahman's comment, they say stock market goes like climbing the stairs, and it comes down like coming via elevator.
Yeah.
So you can imagine that going up, it takes time. It goes up slowly, but when it comes down very fast. So the people who love starting, that's the reason they love it, because it comes down very fast and the returns are very high very quickly. And that's where the option market and option players shine usually.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Let's move on. It's already more than an hour now. Thank you, Vaseem. If I'm not interrupting you, okay? Hello?
No, you are not. Thank you.
Thank you.
I just wanted to add one thing.
Okay, the strategy. Now we're going to from the chart, we're going to the strategy. First, we need to have a trading plan. Must for every trader. So what are you going to trade? When are you going to trade? But I have a trading plan of mine, which is very personal, but I just can show you very quickly. And this presentation, so this is what I'm saying. This is my hour. What are my goals in general? How do we set up? How do we take long entry? How do we take short entry, exit, contingencies? What are my trading rules? What I need to check when I make an entry? What are the principles, position sizes and ranges? Now, every person has to have a kind of a plan of which suits himself. This presentation, its entirety, 80 to 90% or maybe 70% has come out directly out of this trading plan. Okay. Once you have the plan, you review it and frequently update it, because the learning never stops. You have the plan with you. Now you prepare a list of stocks in play using pre-market scanners. Remember the bull bear traders, that website and other resources. So we can have that scanners ready, and we can have that stocks to play around with ready. Then for intraday, we use intraday scanners to identify stocks in play. We discuss those like interactive brokers or like those trading chat room and others. Then we continue review the market movement. 60 to 70% stock, for to your question, follow market movement. 60 to 70, maybe the 30% don't follow at a given particular time. Then the strategies for long entries. Now this again, quite a bit of wording around here. So I'm not going to read everything. In fact, I'm going to chart and then explain it over there. That might be helpful. So next, this is a sample long trade for a company known as Sunrun on 23rd of June, which is just 4 days ago, maybe Wednesday. Now, this is my chart setup. As I discussed, we have volume here at the bottom. Give me a second, laser pointer. Right here, this is volume. I said PPO. This is PPO. Price percent oscillator, this indicator is a modified form of MACD. It is telling me basically what it is doing. It has monitoring two moving averages, exponential moving averages. One is technically is 12 and 26, but I use faster 8 and 18. When it is green and it is above 0, it means that the stock has entered into a bullish mode. And if it is increasing like this, the angle is increasing between this and its signal line. It means the momentum is getting higher, higher and higher and higher. When it is flat, it means the momentum is getting slowing down. And when it is red and going upwards, this is coming downwards. Our strategy to go long is to enter the trade when it crosses 0 point and it crosses the signal line and turns green. On top of that, this line is EMA 10, right here, EMA 10, this line. This should be, blue means is trending upwards, red means trending downwards. This thick green line is EMA 34, as I said earlier. Green means trending upwards, red means trending downwards. So it's a combination of factor. Green volume bar means the volume is increasing as the stock is being traded, the volume is being increased. Now the volume is increasing, stock price is increasing. This is turned green and telling me that it is going upward and this angle is increasing. So I have developed an indicator which is this showing these green dots here. This is monitoring all this and just plotting this indicator, telling me the okay, now stock is in a bullish range. So this is a long entry. Now, when we will enter, ideally when our 10 EMA line crosses the 34 or this VWAP line in a positive mode and it crosses it and the PPO line crosses the 0 or crosses the signal line. That's our point to enter. That's the long entry strategy. So the pre-market is here. Market opens at 8:30. Initially, it's a chaos because there could be the first 5 minutes or 2 minutes, there could be a lot of orders already there in the market. So you don't know really what is happening. The tendency is, from my experience, I can tell you that even if its stock is going up, there will be people who, okay, now 1 second. Right side, this is a daily chart. We need to also look into what is happening on the daily chart of this particular stock. So the stock has come down and the daily chart is 8 EMA line, but this is going up. As you see, the previous day it has gone up, but this way, 26. This is the current day, I'm sorry. And this is the previous day. It has crossed these moving averages. So these moving averages will give it a support here. On this right bottom, this is a time and sales window. The blue bar tells you that most trades, this trade 200 means 200 into 100. So that is basically 20,000 shares. This 20,000 shares have been traded at the bid price, which is 26, 27, 26. And these are being traded at ask price. So if more ask price are appearing on this table, and then it means stock is going up because people are willing to pay the price which seller is asking. And if more bid trade are being shown here, that means stocks is under pressure because it's being traded not at what seller are asking, but at actually what bidders are trying to bid. Okay, on the lower side. So it comes down, then it immediately pops up and it crosses this line, this 20 line, and this line with volume, which is turning green. So that's my point for entry. Why? Because this PPO has turned upward, it's green and it's increasing in length. This means the percentage by which this moving average is increasing over a slower moving average is also increasing. So it's getting faster and faster. So it's likely to keep its momentum, correct? Up to a certain point. What will be the certain point? If you remember, I talk about this resistance level, pivot level. So this is the R1 resistance level. The actual pivot point is below. It's R1, R2 red lines and R3. So these are the points where the stock will try to pause, will face some resistance, ultimately will fade or slow down or consolidate. So we make an entry here long. And how much entry that will come? That's about your position size, how much position you would like to take. We have a whole table guiding based on our trading plan. Now, once we are here, we have to, what is going to our stop loss if its trade doesn't go our way and it just makes a U-turn? Although it's showing momentum, it can turn from here, from this point, or any point. This is our opening point. This is first hour low. So ideally, my stop loss will be 24.7, yes, 24.6 minus this 24.3. So my stop loss is 30 cents, just below this, because stock will face support on this EMA, especially at this first hour, because it's already picked up momentum in my direction, my long direction. So this goes up, it faces resistance at up, came down. Again at this, it will go up, then again it faces down. You see, it's pausing because this is a resistance here. There are many people who are trying to sell at this resistance level, but there are more people based on this and this who are trying to buy it. So it's refusing to come down with these two moving averages, as well as my PPO is telling me that PPO is green and going upwards. That's the ideal point entry. So let's make an entry here. And this is going to be our stop loss. So where should we go? What should we target? Either this resistance level. Mausam Ali Sayyed, one second, let me admit him. So where should we go? We either this resistance level or the resistance level here. So that's how this is progressing. Now, as it's going up, we will take some partial at a very close level. Why? Because you put some money in your pocket. So let's say if I trade, it's 24,000, I said 1,000 stock. So 2430 means 24,300. If I take off 50% position right here, maybe at 25 level or just crossing this level, then I am making how much money on the 500 times 0.7, $350. That is in my pocket. Immediately I move my stop loss to my entry position. I no longer can have losses in this particular trade. Even if it comes back and tests this into level of fails or breakdown, I won't have losses. I already have some money in my pocket. I'm not targeting this. So initial first partial is important. But in this particular case, even after taking first, now this line, which is EMA 10, as long as the stock is being traded ahead of this, above this line, this is telling me the stock is it's still in upward trend. As long as this is green, this line, and this is not red. So here stocks try to climax, jump. Again, this red line, what is this red line? This is R1, R2, R3, another resistance level. Now, stock has already covered a lot of distance from this particular EMA and VWAP line. It's most likely to come down and catch up with this average, or the average will go up. It cannot go on and on and on forever. Simply not possible. Because a lot of people will say, hey, it's time to sell, it will drop down. Many day traders will start selling it. One second. So I see two raised hands. Any questions on this? Amir Aziz and Abdul Rahman, I think.
No, go ahead.
Go first, please.
Go ahead.
Now, if I just be here from all these things are pointing in the right direction, according to my longer strategy, the EMA and the PPO. Now, I understand there are quite a few indicators to watch simultaneously at once. That's why I have this indicator, this arrow and this indicator, that this is my entry point. And this tells me that this is the time to go long. So I go for 2430, I guess, or maybe if the arrow is 24, let's say 2460. I take my first partial around, let's say when it turns to 25, 20, 60 cents. So 60 cents into 500 shares is $300. So I secured $300. And then I finally took when it touches this R2, and immediately when it touches R2, it came down strongly. This topping tail, this thin line tells you that the stock has been rejected immediately. It's no longer thick. It just touches and came back. Don't give you maybe not even a second. And then this topping tails tell you that the trend is changing, but it will not change over immediately. Why? Because the stock is strong. There are people who will say, oh, okay, it's a good opportunity. Let's do some Fibonacci level, 38% retracement, and see at this resistance, if this EMA 10 line is again find support, exactly at this EMA 10. So that's why my experience is the EMA 10 works very well during day trading. Anyway, when provided the stock was already in a strong uptrend, and then it moved upwards, but it failed to reach this line again, and then it moved again backwards. But this is the time when you just close this position, and maybe you say, okay, I have made enough money. Just when it reaches R2, the first point, that's the point I should. That's why it immediately came down. So let's say if I made 300 here, 2460, and I made 26.2 here. So that is 1.6 into 3, 480 here. The 480 into 3 plus 300, $780 in how much time? 20 minutes.
Okay. Less than an hour.
Less than 30 minutes, 20 minutes. And how much I risk? 2460 and less than this 24, let's say 2420, 40 cents. 40 cents into 1,000 is $400. Normally, I won't take this much risk. To me, if it crosses below this point, VWAP, this is this line, that's somewhere here, 2440. This point is enough to tell me, although it might just have a spike here, that it is the initial assumption was not correct, and it suddenly stock because of anything has changed its course of direction and it's going backwards. So even then, my risk to reward here was more than 2 to 3, 400 versus 800. Now you see that it's consolidating. So the range after 1 or 2 hours is actually narrowing down in this particular stock. Now it might test this level number of time, and then it'll continue its direction. But at least from a day trader's point of view, probably I'm done here at this point. I don't want to risk my $300, $400 starting and forcing a trade at this point and going over here. Okay.
Yeah.
So that was a long trade. Short trade is strategy is just its reverse. Everything is in reverse direction. So this is a short trade tell. It's a Chinese educational stock. And this was June 7, right here. Now what this daily chart on right is telling you, this stock has been a disaster. In March, early February, it was trading something around $90, correct? Right now it's $28. So without looking at anything else, what this chart is telling me on your right, this is in a terrible downward trend. Now that's why I tell people do not buy a falling knife. This exactly is a falling knife. People think, oh, okay, it has come down too much, so let's go. As long as these moving averages, this is again 50 days moving average, this is 8 days, and these are all in red. It's telling you the stock is under pressure. So it's most likely to continue its run on this particular day, which is 7th of June, downwards. Okay. So let's start.
Is that true, Sabri, all the time? Because if sometime it follows the market, if like the other day, market was down by 500 points, and everything went down, but next day, same came back up, 500 points again in 2 days.
On one or two, sorry, go ahead, complete your question.
So see, that's my question. So if it's following the market trend, then it's and you're not invested in, it's not a bad time to buy then when it's down. Is the
problem is that you cannot determine when the bottom occurs. Is this the bottom? Is this the bottom? Is this the bottom? Is this the bottom? That's the problem. So 1 or 2 days, if it is a market is strong, fundamental is strong, we're talking about the daily behavior, right? Not the intraday or day trading behavior. So
yeah, this is not day trading. Something else I was thinking.
yeah, yes. But looking at this, where would you like to buy it, and why should I buy this? There are good opportunities out there.
Well, again, I'm confusing this day with day trading.
No, fine. That's a valid
so
question.
That is the swing trading.
Okay, that's the swing trading. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know enough. I just do enough because certain stock you think even in your Roth or other portfolios, if you want to maintain something, and there's you always wanted to get into that stock, but it's too expensive because you missed the opportunity, and maybe then you have some cash lying around. Then you said, okay, when they drop, everything drops, and then you can pick it up a little bit.
To answer that question, I never buy a stock for a long time when its moving averages are in red like this. You see, this is how beautifully it is following this moving average. Every time it comes to this moving average, again comes down. Every time it's trying to again comes down. Then it's trying to break this, then it comes down. So as long as these moving averages, especially this 50 days and 20 days on 8 days, they are in red, I'll never buy the stock.
Even in a blue chip like Apple.
Yeah, even in Apple, the stock is never your friend. It's only good as long as it goes up.
And I sell a call on that point, Sarvi.
Yeah, or buy a put.
So buy a put is better, yeah.
Savi, I have a question regarding the technical indicator. One of them, the PPO versus MACD.
Yeah.
What is the difference in the preference? Like you are using
the PPO is basically price percentage. It's dividing the short moving average by the long moving average. So what actually is telling me, for example, here is telling me the short moving average is decreasing, is -2 approximately, right? -2% faster is shorting in the is going in the reverse direction, -2, than the long moving average. So it gives me a percentage wise parameter to measure the performance or the speed by which a stock, the moving average is increasing or decreasing. MACD, on the other hand, give you a solid number. It will give you 10, 12, 15 here, -10, which doesn't make sense because in the Google's case, it'd be -300. It gives you a percentage. That's the only difference. That this line, short one, against, there are two moving averages, the short one is moving as a percentage of the long one, how fast or how in which direction.
Okay,
that's the only difference.
So is it using the 12 and 26?
For the day trading, I use 8 and 18. For the daily, it used 12 and 26 because we need more faster, shorter period of time in day trading to take action.
Exponential?
Exponential.
Okay.
And what is buy put?
Put is an option. Pull and call is an option. Rahman knows very well about it. He will going to have a session on that. And buy put, normally you buy put when you are anticipating the stock will go down.
Okay. Thank you.
And Sabi, one more thing. Actually, I was away for a while due to pray. Which chart you are discussing about, especially for this long strategy, like when to enter, when to exit?
Which chart? This is you're talking about the stock name?
Yes, just this chart.
Last chart.
Like when you are discussing for long strategy.
Last chart was Sunrun.
Yeah, this chart.
Okay.
The ticker symbol is RUN. Sunrun is a solar company based in California. And TEL is a Chinese educational company. Both are traded in the US markets, right?
But these charts available in bar chart, no?
Every chart is available in bar. Every chart is available in bar. Because they're traded in the exchange.
And here also you can find out what we are discussing about the when to enter, when to exit. So this
is my strategy that I had developed. That's my strategy for the short, and that is my strategy for long. That is my own strategy over a period of year through the futures and the stock trading I have developed. And this is my own indicator. This green, this and that. This is showing you the upward trend. And when here you see, now in here the downward, when you do the actual trading, you will see the green red indicator.
Yeah, just a comment, Sabri. It is really impressive. Good work.
Thank you, Rahman. So let's go back and start this day. So we knew somehow this stock was in our watch list. Okay, so we were watching this stock. So at one time, initially, we watched 3 or 4 stocks simultaneously on one screen. That's why we need to have multiple monitors. This is daily chart. This is telling you the stock is already in a terrible downward trend. But anytime it can reverse. Always remember that, because it's too much extended. So anytime. But the daily PPU is also negative, and it's increasing downward. You see here. So it's picking up momentum in the reverse direction, the downward direction. Okay, fine. So we start here. Pre-market, I'm sorry, pre-market is already negative. The 5 minutes PPO. This is 2 minutes chart. Sorry. So the 2 minutes PPO is already there. And then what is telling me? Then this particular day, stock is also unfortunately going downwards.
Down.
Initially, when the stock is having this kind of slow, it always pops up, because at the first minute you never know what is happening in the market. And there are people who are trying to buy, who are trying to close the position, institutions who are trying to sell, makes profit, this and that. So wait for first 2 minutes at least. So this first buy is completing, and suddenly it goes like this, is rejected, came upwards. So what this PPO is telling me right here is below zero. It's decreasing in value. So its percentage in the negative direction is increasing, -1 to onward -2, and this increasing and increasing in level, which means the stock is accelerating momentum in the reverse direction. It's below this VWAP line, so it came to VWAP and got rejected immediately and came. My 10 EMA is red. In the previous example, it was green, yellow, blue, and this was green, and this was green like this. Here is all is red. So it's telling me that stock is going downwards. Ideal entry would have been just like at this point, at the VWAP, because we have this EMA, we have this EMA with the stop loss here, but we don't make immediate decision at the open. So it is not trading like this. So it's strategy says always buy very close to the VWAP line or at least 10 EMA line. Don't buy at a distance from them, or don't short at a distance from them. In this case, shorting, because we are shorting. Yeah. So we are waiting that if it can come upwards, it came upward, it goes back downwards. So it again came upward. Now we say, okay, we take some risk here. We at this level, because we are anticipating that it's accelerating in a downward direction. So it's not going to even touch this line. Otherwise, it is going to touch and then go back. So we take some risk with our stop loss right here with this previous bar here, this point. So let's say it's 28.1 and this is 28.40 cents again. And what should be our target? We are already below this support line S1, this is S2, and this is S3. So at least this S1, oh, sorry, we already below S1. The pivot point was up higher. So at least S2. That is point where we will take some profit for first partial. So we enter here. When it comes here, then again pops up. Now it has a chance to again test it, but it's so weak, so it did not even reach to the 10 line again. It again went down. It again came here. Now, if you have enough deep pocket and big heart, you can say, okay, fine, I'm not going to take partial. You can continue on, because this PPO is telling you that it's moving downwards and downwards. It's tried to reverse the direction, failed, and again it's going downwards. So its stock is keeping its momentum in the reverse direction, but we can make some profit here. Okay. Okay. And first partial here. Keep on going. When is our next target? Should be S3 level and the support. And you see at S3 level, ultimately it finds support and gets reverse direction. It cannot go on around because the distance it has traveled too much of a distance from this point onwards, right here. Too much of a distance from this this EMA line, especially the 10. It will again catch up. That's the equilibrium. So if I enter here, which is 28.1, I took my first profit 27.44. It was 750 share. Why 750? We come to the table. So I take profit on 50%, 375 into 70 cents. Then the next profit here, which is 25.50, 28 point is 2.5 point times 375. I probably earned something around $700-800. And how much time is 9:10? 9:10 here. And what time we enter? did 40, half an hour. And that's it. Now stock is so weak, it turned, buyers came in, gave support. This turn, this line EMA 10 now is no longer red. This means stock is moving up, but the PPOs is still negative. And it will again find resistance at this VWAP level. You see this VWAP and EMA 34, and then it's again try to break, couldn't make it, then again fail. So when this EMA 10 is again turning negative, PPO is against, and this is again second point that I can make some second entry in the reverse direction. What we have already done with the, 30 minutes, we earned something around, let's say $600-700. What else we need? If we become greedy, we will start losing money. Go ahead.
After the third support, it going up, you can enter again to buy. It's kind of bullish compared to the support line.
No, it's not bullish.
Compared to the
it's
support,
like a spring. You has been extended so much. Chances are, but it's so weak. Take a look at the daily, and we are not looking at the market, but the market is supporting it. That's another question. It's so weak. Do you think it will make a U-turn and go like this? No.
No.
Even if it is bullish, one second also. Even if it is bullish, it will be a very short period of time. Why? Because there are resistance upward. It's a VWAP and these moving up. So it will find resistance, and the stock is weak as we know from its daily chart. So it will again come down.
Yeah.
Chances are, probability is most chances are they will come down. So would you like to put your risk money here? Fine, you can put your money here. Fine, but your reward will not be higher. If you enter here, what is your stop loss? Is going to be below this point. So your stop loss is quite wide, 26 minus 80 cents. Now you should have at least 2.4 points here to cover your risk, 2 to 3 times risk. You're not going to make it 2 to 3 times. It means the stock should come like here. You're not going to make it, not ideally. Instead of wasting time on this stock in the bullish direction or a weaker stock, go and find some other stocks from trade scanner. Number one. Number two, if the PPO is here, it is still negative. It is still negative. The strategy says for the long that this line should be crossing this line and this line, even 10, and PPO should be crossing with the momentum at higher level when it's crossing zero. See the volume is drying down here. When the red bars initially, how much the volume was? 800,000 shares in 2 minutes, million shares in 2 minutes. And now how much is the volume when it's going up? 300,000 shares. The volume is drying down. So even if it is moving up, it's moving with the low volumes.
Low volume.
Unless it has a strong volume, unless it's going up. And unless they are from the daily chart, we can visualize, okay, now it's going back in a strong direction, a strong way. But what experience is telling you, but just taking a look at the daily chart, what's telling you it's weak. So why should we be bullish on a weaker stock? Okay.
Understand.
So Saudi,
very clear.
It seems to me that all the analysis and the trend, they are all based upon the past activity, or not on the. It's not based unless you are talking about the sentiments.
It is based on the sentiments. Overall. It is based on volume is giving you sentiments. The people are having higher volume.
But I mean all these analysis, they are based on the activities which has already occurred.
Yeah.
Right. Future is unpredictable. So how can you predict the future? So, I don't understand that question.
But but then that's I think must be the trick, that you look at the past and predict the future.
That is applicable in more like when you have strong fundamentals and you analyze a company based on its fundamentals. It's going to be its future earnings. Fine. It's going to be its future return of equity. This is the guidance of the company for next 6 months or okay. That's for the longer term. Here we are just trading for 30 minutes and 1 hour. So why should we be bothered? So how much future you can predict within 30 minutes and an hour? It's a completely different perspective from the data point of view. What you are asking, future means longer term future. Nobody can predict what is going to happen in next 30 minutes or one hour. So we can just see what is happening and according to that make some decision for next 30 minutes, an hour or 2 hours.
Mhm.
Hey, Sabri, just ask a question to all. I think only few of us are only asking questions. So if anyone has any questions, just ask them first.
Yeah, we
Then
opened
I
it.
have one more question if I don't mind, if you don't
Go ahead,
mind.
go ahead.
No, just ask others if they have any questions.
Yeah, please go ahead.
guys,
Anyone.
anyone have any question for Sabri?
Ahmed is so nice, man.
No, man, I feel like I'm jumping in now without giving other people a chance to ask questions. So apologize for that. So if not, by Sabri, the way I'm looking at it, this is almost a full-time job. Although you're trading hour 2 hours, but to do the research and you require a full commitment, right? Otherwise, you're not gonna do it right for the day trading. Uh, but I think at that point, आपने जो mention किया, well, I think inshallah I'll do it because if I try to retire early, inshallah, then probably this is what I would like to do. Yeah, I don't want to sit. I want to spend my morning, do this up, stay busy. Having said that, I think आपने जो mention किया, Sabri, you have your own goal and agenda. If it's not too personal to share, especially, I did see do not invest in halal or I mean, we have made our own choices.
You want to invest in halal?
I mean, halal in the sense,
No. That is this. This is supplementary slide here.
Yeah. Okay.
Principles.
Like alcohol and casino.
Yeah. So, but this is actually an extra slide. This is what some principles I have set for myself. Okay. We are not going to trade. We're not going to buy in company, even for a 30 minutes time, which deals in interest in alcohol, gambling, casinos, resorts. That is my trading plan, even in insurance. Okay.
Now, but Sabri, may I add something more in this list of, because I think maybe Amir or some have concerns whether from Sharia point of view, whether such trading or which type of trading is halal or not allowed in the Sharia. Mm-hmm. So yes, just with my little knowledge, just I want to add here that yes, this margin trading is not halal from most of the Sharia scholars. Reason being, this margin trading, you don't own the shares, and since you don't own the shares, you cannot sell and buy without having an ownership. So this is, I think, a basic rule which you may include in your list. And secondly, this short trading is also not halal.
So you focus on the long trading only, number one. Number two, unfortunately, just like credit card, if you have you buy something on credit and pay it in full, 100%, don't pay any interest. Mm-hmm. Then the transaction has nothing to do with that. So in my opinion, if you just buy it and just settle it immediately.
Can I say something into that, if you allow? Faisal, my dear, I would suggest to have another session for that. It is like, different perspective. Like when you do trading on shares, do you really own those shares? Like, those are in your captivity? No. So there is a lot to say on that. So I would leave that. I think that should be another session. So
and that's why I normally don't advocate shorting it, because there's a lot of discussion and debate around, especially when shorting being halal. And if you have funds, you don't do any margin. Maybe you have $50,000 account, right? You don't do a margin and just buy $20,000, $30,000 shares. That's it.
Yeah, don't go for the margin. Yeah.
Another comment on Farooq, my dear Farooq, salam alaikum. These trading signals are basically triggers to buy or sell security based on a predetermined set of criteria. It is not ilm nujum or for sure, that is going to happen. Sometimes you have to take positions, right? Sometimes you have to reshuffle your stuff. So as Sabri is mentioning, this is all based on what happened already. And these are the signals basically to trigger to buy and sell stuff. Thank you.
Yeah.
So one point to that.
I also have for Farooq, if I may.
Yeah.
Like any other thing, the stock market is human psychology based, and it runs in cycles. So if you are seeing a pattern developing, very likely it will develop again because of the human psyche. Yeah. If 500 people are looking at something, like some people, they have asked me so many times, I talked on stocks and people say, oh, it's all past data. So I said, can you produce future data today? You cannot. So everything you have, whatever you have, is in the past. But what Sabri is showing here, these are studies people have done and seen based on human psychology, the patterns developing in the market. And they all have reasons, and that's why they repeat. The main thing is we rely on repetition in the market cycles.
Yeah, you're right. It's a human psyche. You're right.
Yeah, so it's not
very well said.
Well, when we are talking about human psyche, I have a questions to Sabri in particular, or maybe Wasim, whoever can answer. What do you think? What is the hardest mistake to avoid in day trading, especially when we're talking about managing our biases, emotions, and all that? What do you think? I'm really interested in this question.
Well, actually, psychology itself, Rahman, is an entire subject. I have some resources available, then I will recommend something on that. The hardest thing is you have placed one trade, you make some loss.
Yeah.
If you try another, you make some loss. You try another, now you are angry. You are depending upon this. That's the hardest thing. Instead of making money, you are giving away your good money. So you turn into a different mode of revenge trading. I want to get this money back.
From this same stock.
From the same stock, from the same market, and this does not happen.
Let Sabri complete, please.
This does not happen. It's the worst thing that can happen. So we have certain entire slide on that thing, that what to do when you incur this kind of thing. And then your emotional or psychological control comes into play. That you have certain hard and fast rule, no matter what. If you have 2 consecutive trades, you need to make a stop, review the situation. If you have 3, you're done for the day. Because if you keep on, your computer is on, you're still working on there, you'll again come back to it. You just cannot avoid it, because it will start pounding on your brain, on your mind, that, hey, I need to get this money back. And that's the hardest thing. To watch your hard-earned money being evaporated and not getting it back, and your target not being met. So that's the hardest thing. I have seen people who are engineers, doctors, and great people who are expert in their field, but they're failing in trading.
But Sabri, your rule apply. Remember the rule first time you said you have 3 major components, or 2 out of them should give you the profit if in case you lose in one. So as long as
there's a slide coming on the rule.
Okay. So
slide,
I remember that rule from the last time. I was being a good student last time.
Okay, no, I'm still a good student. All right. So we watched some patterns. If you move on, now the whole session, entire day can you spend on the pattern, but there are some patterns which we have a good slide on the resources which gives you some books which tells about which patterns to watch. Like this is flag pattern. Stock goes like this, and it moves in a tight channel with the higher highs eventually and higher lows, and then it breaks upwards. That's a pattern normally very common. Peanut, this pattern. So I know I'm not going to spend too much time here. If you want to learn about the patterns which are applicable to both day trading as a long-term trading, this is basically from a long-term trading point of view. Similarly, this buy pattern, this is self-flag. Stocks come like this, try to move upward, face, and then jump downwards, because they are buyers who are trying to fight here. They are reversal pattern, they know double bottoms and double tops. So we need to watch for those patterns. Not all of them, maybe 3 or 4 or 5 may be very important. And then in our trading, watch for those patterns, take actions accordingly based on the new entry or based on the exits. All right, risk management and exits, very important. Number 1 rule is to protect your capital. If you protect your capital, you can live for another day. If your capital is gone, you cannot even do trading, simple as that. So we have a position size and ranges table coming up in the next slide to define maximum loss and reward to risk. The minimum target a risk reward of 2 to 3. Coming back to your question, Masood, that stock turned bullish, but reward to risk was not there at that bottom level. And it was questionable trade. Although we knew that stock is going upward, it might go upward, might continue its journey, but we did not see a high risk to reward ratio at that particular time. You take early partials, maybe 1/3 of high position to reduce exposure, and feeling good. This is again psychology part. When you start feeling good, okay, you have made some money. At the end, even now as the stock turns backwards, I have my stop loss in play and I won't lose money on that. It's a risk-free trade. I can lose from my anticipated profits, but not from my pocket. And that's psychology. So it's very important to feel good about the whole thing. If you not feel good, then emotionally, eventually it will take a toll. Once a partial is taken, then move stop loss close to entry, either at the entry, so that it's not going to be a net loser to you. Next partial or exit should be taken at a predetermined level, just like we mentioned about S support level S1, S2, S3, and the resistance level R1, R2, R3, and other maybe some other levels. Don't allow a profitable trade to turn and end to a net loss. That's hoping it. If you are having some profits, okay, fine. You seeing a stock is don't hope that it will come back. Make some profit. And initially, our target is just pretty low, $200 to $300 a day. And that's for most of us. Maybe that's for 2-3 hours. That's fine, right? 2-3 hours we spend, we earn $200 to $300 in net on average, and alhamdulillah. Don't allow a profitable trade as cap the maximum loss rate to 1% of the total, ideally 0.5%. That means if you have trading capital of $50,000. So don't allow a trade to generate more than $500 loss in any case, one trade. Ideally, it should be 0.5%. I try to be between 0.5 to 1. Cut losses earlier. It is good to cut your loss earlier and incur a small loss rather than making a big loss. Do not overtrade. That's overtrading, which Rahman Babi was actually asking. When you psychologically you want to have revenge and you just for the heck of it, you don't have anything else to do. Okay, let's do some trading. Revenge trade. Walaikum assalam. Someone is talking to someone else and mic is on. Maintain Parvez, turn off your mute yourself if you are listening. Maintain a psychological journal. Now, this is also important. One of the psychologists say that in order to, apart from maintaining, should I mute him? I think it's Parvez.
Go ahead, mute everybody.
No, I just muted Parvez. No, mute everybody. Mute all. Okay, you can mute yourself. Okay, I'm just muted everybody. Now, psychological journal, when you make a trade, if you have time, log your emotions, how you were feeling. You're feeling good, you were how was your action? What was the consequence of your action? Were you doing some revenge trade? Were you over trading? Were you just following your strategy, or you just your gist or your emotions or whatever? Very important, psychology. Okay, position size and ranges, very important. Depending upon your account size, we set some rule that we're going to trade between 10 to 150. So what is going to be our position size? What is going to be our maximum stop loss? What is going to be our—
Sorry, Sabri, what do you mean by trade between 10 to 150? What do you mean by this?
$10 to $150.
Okay.
That's the range. Beyond that range, given the small size of account which you are trading here, somewhere between 30 to 50. Let's say we're trading Nvidia or Tesla, $700 stock. So how many? The stock itself will move $5, $10 in a matter of seconds. It can. So beyond that, it's either you have a millions of dollars account, then you can trade those. Otherwise, for smaller range of account, $10 to $150 works very well. Maximum position value. So the maximum, according to this table, if I buy 500 of $75, if stock is traded at $75, I buy 500, that will be $37,500 worth of purchase. And maximum risk I'm willing to take, somewhere between 0.8, 0.871%. So I have this always ready, I have that ready, and we know, okay, in this range, this is the size of the position. This is the size of the trade. For example, if the stock is $20, I'm going to buy 750 shares. The stock is between 10 to 20, I'm going to buy thousands. If it is above 100, then I'm going to buy 200 shares. Okay. But very important thing to consider, very important thing, and it has to be part of your trading plan. Next slide. Then before Honestly, I don't do it because I remember this thing, but again, this has to do with your psychology. Every time you take a trade, ask yourself, am I acting in the best of my interest? What is your best of interest? You should have a high risk to reward, minimum 2 to 3, not a questionable reward to risk. Right? Again, Masubai, to your question, was it a questionable reward to risk? At that bottom level, it was. With the best possible trade location and setup, was it a good location on that particular TL stock? No, it was not. Is there a confluence and support resistance before the assigned stop loss? Your stop loss, in order to cross the stop loss, the stock has to do some efforts. Either there will be some EMA line, some predetermined line that has to cross. One very good here is trading is 80% patience, 10% entry, 10% exit. You cannot just jump into a stock without any patience and then you can anticipate that, okay, you will make some money. No, 80% time you have to be very patient to wait for a good question, good risk to reward ratio, good location and setup. Is there enough day range left in the day? Now it's a lunchtime. After lunchtime, the stock has already covered $5 of range. It's 2 range. Normally, average range is $4. So, does it likely to now you enter a stock at this point of time? Is it likely that it will give you another $2, $3? Not really. Compare daily rate. Yeah. Am I trading in a disciplined manner? Are emotions under
Sabri,
control?
can you elaborate this point one more time? I've been thinking about this question. So, are you only suggesting if you're doing day trading, everything has to happen before lunchtime?
No, I'm not suggesting that.
Okay.
No. What I'm suggesting is when you're doing intraday scanners. So intraday scanners will be, those scanners will be giving you some signals about stocks because there could be a news at 1 o'clock about a stock, a company, right? A company gets some special approval, announces that it has a new product that happens at 12 p.m. So what is going to happen to his stock? Immediately it will jump, go up or go down. So it can happen anytime.
Or Fed announced about the interest rate, like 3 o'clock
Correct.
in the afternoon.
Yes, the FED, Fed in so that can happen. But apart from those special news or special guidance or events, if nothing is, everything is normal in the market, it's a normal day, and a stock has already moved its average true range, average daily range for last 14 days, then chances are there that it will not move further. It can move, but it will not move. The probability is low. So apart from those special cases, which can happen to any stock anytime. Like Ronaldo, what is his name? Ronaldo, he can place aside Coca-Cola bottles and all of a sudden Coca-Cola stock can drop. That can happen anytime. But apart from those special events, generally, if the daily trading range average has been met, then stock will not have further convincible move to give you a 2 to 3 hour. It can still move. So the opportunities are comparatively less. Am I trading in a disciplined manner, emotions under control? If you feel your emotions are not under control, you're not trading in a disciplined manner, don't trade it. You will start losing again. You increase your losses. Is this trade in line with the trade plan, the directional bias of the day? The directional market is, you're watching the market. Market is going up, up and up, and you are shorting it. Then 1 second, let me get Masood Hassan in.
Yeah, I have a question afterwards, Sabri, if you may allow me.
Sure. Let me complete this 2 more lines. So have you checked the relevant markets? ES and Q and RY means S&P 500, NASDAQ and Russell, and their tick and AD line SI. And I see your position size under control with line with this your trade plan with your table. Yes, Rahman.
Sorry about that. I understand that, when doing day trading, a lot of things to be in the mind. And, when you're dealing with just a day, I'm sorry, can you hear me?
I can. Go ahead.
It's a day trade, you have to start and finish that day. Beside these signals and patterns and all that information, what do you think about picking up company? What are the resources? Because there are thousands of companies there. So I understand that volatility of the market that determines the company as well for us as a day trader. But what are your resources, or what you would like to have source those companies prior to the day, So you have 5 companies in the mind. How you select that? What is your criteria? I'm particularly interested in that.
I think we shared the slide for the bull bear traders. They have a 1-hour session every day, pre-market, this one. So when they select these companies for their watch list, the top moving company, the first priority number 1, these priority number 2, so they discuss each and every company here. Yeah. They discuss their pattern, the daily pattern, their last week's pattern. Are there any special news? Those are the criteria. What are their, how big is their float? How many shares, shares are available? And what percentage of those that float is being short?
Okay.
Short is key like GameStop and others. So that's a very good discussion, and they spend an hour on that. So that's a very good resource for bull because it's coming live.
Okay. It's 7:30 in the morning, you said?
7:30 in the morning Central Time. They start this. Okay. And and beside that, I have my own set of resources, list of resources. I will show it to you towards the end if time allows.
Excellent. Yeah, I particularly am interested in that. And well, I believe on, other data as well, but, Reddit boys and all that kind of stuff, what happened. So I just wanted to know, what is your strategy to have those resources available?
I will show you some basically what we do.
Yes, and Sabri, Sabri, in continuation of Abdul Rahman's question also, I also highly appreciate if you could also give us something, how to develop some understanding between when to enter, when to exit, although you have discussed in detail, but based on these charts and this.
This is where, this is an understanding. Instead of just reading everything, this is how to enter. Yeah. And this is how to short. I just explained this thing directly on the chart.
Yes.
So if we,
when you get what do you think? You use that Keltner with the in your charts?
Calculus? Calculator?
Keltner. KELTNER.
Keltner channel. No, yes. I don't use this Keltner channel. Normally, I don't, because there are too many indicators.
Yeah, and there are so much, but I
so much. So I have over years, I used to have. I've been using some channels and that, but I mean, the more you increase, your brain has to process those indicators.
That is so true.
That's exactly the point.
And you already have a number of indicators here, so that strategy works for me. It started working for me, as the test result will show. So I really don't need this calculator channel for the time being, but I will definitely look into it.
Yeah.
I mean, it would be nice to know, like you go to that daily update and you target 5-10 stock, and you put some sort of those stocks in some sort of tool, automate that.
We're testing it after the break.
Okay.
Now,
yeah, okay.
I was thinking of taking a 10 minutes break, but we already is 2 hours and 8 minutes. So should we take a break? Should we carry on?
5-minute break, yeah.
Or we should just take a 5 minutes. It's 12:08 my time.
That's a great idea.
Probably you can take a coffee break or something, and you can, the rest of us can be.
No, let me just it's Masood calling. Okay, so let's take a 5 minutes break. Okay.
The rest of us can talk. Yeah, if you're taking.
Okay.
5 minutes break. So we'll be back by 12 or 14. Or maybe 12:15. Okay.
Sabri pe share sun lo yaar sare. Sabri pe share sun lo.
One second. This call, Masood. Yes, Masood.
भाई लोग अपना कैमरा ऑन कर दें ताकि एक दूसरे को देखते भी रहें फिर.
साबरी भाई ने जो वॉक दिया है एनालिसिस का, आई एम रियली अमेज्ड एट हिज डेप्थ ऑफ नॉलेज.
ही इज अ जीनियस.
अच्छा परवेज, अगर कैमरा ऑन नहीं तो आप बात नहीं कर सकते. आई एम सॉरी, दैट्स द न्यू रूल.
मैं तो नहीं खोल रहा कैमरा. अगर आप ऑफ करने तो मैं कहने लगा था कि dumb wit like me would probably not even understand even a fraction of what Sabri did.
Yeah. Very detailed, very detailed.
Camera on karo. I have no idea. We have 5 Parvez there.
बावे ने सही कहा.
चलो परवेज कपड़े पहन लो. परवेज कपड़े पहन लो.
हाँ यार, बनियान तो पहन ही लो यार कम से कम.
No, easily it's a very interesting. लेकिन जो आमिर का comment था कि how much of a time you need to digest and
digest को छोड़ो, वो जो बेचारे ने जो slides बनाई हैं, I do understand that is remarkable work, man. I'm telling you, make
Lots
an
of work behind
amazing.
it.
yeah, some sort of slides and presentation. It's not easy. All the kudos goes to Sabri, and honest to God, I'm very, very impressed. He's a genius.
MashaAllah.
He is
MashaAllah.
mashallah. May Allah reward him with this time, and also increase his knowledge.
Ameen.
अच्छा ये
दो शेर कहे मैंने साबरी के बारे में अभी
कह दो भाई, अब जल्दी कह दो.
अच्छा सब दोस्तों को यार सलाम, महमूद काज़मी बात कर रहा हूँ.
अस्सलाम वालेकुम. वालेकुम अस्सलाम.
आ रही है मेरी जी जी.
तस्वीर भी आ रही है माशाल्लाह.
ये शाहाना बेड है, कोई उसके ऊपर बैठे हैं,
तख्त पे बैठे हुए महमूद साहब.
मुझे याद आ गई वो 10 साल पुरानी मूवी है ब्रैडली कूपर की, लिमिटलेस. तो उसमें जो है ना, जो काम ब्रैडली कूपर करता है वो अल्लाह करे साबरी भी एक दिन वही काम करें और वैसे ही मिलियनेयर बने.
अच्छा मुझे याद आया या वो उसको कुछ खा लेता है दवाई या समथिंग लाइक दैट.
Absolutely.
या यार
the same one.
या
तो देखिए यार वाकई ये एक्चुअली इट्स जी एक्चुअली इट्स अ फुल साइंस. और सॉरी
शेर सुनाने वाले थे बेचारे वो.
हाँ, शेर सुना ले, फिर साइंस पे बात करते हैं इसकी. बहुत
तुम पहले परवेश कपड़े पहन लो, फिर शेर सुनाएगा. तुम कपड़े पहन लो पहले.
तुम थोड़ी देर साइकिल वाइकिल चला लो.
मैं जाऊंगा,
माहौल थोड़ा सा चेंज हो जाए.
Go ahead यार बाबा, let's go ahead.
हाँ, बात तो कर लो जल्दी.
कैसे करूं भरोसा मैं स्टॉक के प्यार पे, कैसे करूं भरोसा मैं स्टॉक के प्यार पे, यहाँ अपने ही लेते हैं मजा मेरी हार पे.
हाय
साबरी है कोई जहां में ऐसा नादां भी कहीं, हे साबरी है कोई जहां में नादां ऐसा भी, करे जो ट्रेड भी और डरे नुकसान की मार पे.
हाय
जबरदस्त.
वेरी अप्रोप्रिएट.
साबरी को सुनाना भैया, अपने सुनाना है ब्रेक के बाद.
जबरदस्त बहुत आला.
अभी
ओपन डिस्कशन.
अभी जब मुझे नींद आ रही थी ना, तो मैंने ये लिखना शुरू कर दिया था.
मैं ये कह रहा था जो लोग नए हैं उनको तो नींद भी आ सकती है, इतना हैवी टॉपिक है ये.
इट्स वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग यार.
सही कह रहे हो वसीम.
वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग टॉपिक.
नहीं, मैं उस दिन परवेश से बात कर रहा था.
क्या बोलो आमिर?
मैं क्या सबसे वही बात कर रहा था कि हम लोग कह रहे थे यार कितना काम करेंगे यार, पहले जल्दी रिटायरमेंट में दे रहे, नहीं करें. At least this type of stuff will keep us busy, and alhamdulillah, because I don't think I can sit at home doing nothing, कुछ तो करना पड़ेगा भाई, वरना बेबी भी परेशान हो जाएगी हमसे.
अच्छा, अभी पहले नहीं हुई?
हो तो गई है.
इसकी बेगम तो उसको छोड़ के ह्यूस्टन चले गई है.
सही बात है,
काम से गई है भाई अभी. चलो, नहीं मगर बात ये है कि जो लोग आर्ग्यू करते हैं कि इसमें टाइम लगेगा, मैं आपसे कह रहा हूँ, अगर आप बिजी रहना चाह रहे हैं, कोई काम करना चाह रहे हैं, तो इससे ज्यादा टाइम दूसरी चीजों में लगेगा हर चीज में टाइम.
सही बात है.
टाइम बगैर लगाए नहीं सीख सकते. मगर मैं आर्ग्यू करता हूँ, कोई कहता है भाई ग्रोसरी स्टोर खोल लो, और भाई उसमें कितना रिस्क है, कितना टाइम है, उससे कम इसमें
बहुत मेहनत है.
इसमें बहुत कम रिस्क है और लिक्विड है ये चीज.
लेबरस.
या इट्स वेरी
जो
लिक्विड.
जो साबरी ने कहा था ना कि YouTube के अंदर वो जो एक स्ट्रीमलाइन नेटवर्क है सोशल का,
यार कैम ऑन करो परवेज.
तो उसमें यार बाज लोग जो होते हैं वो क्या कहते हैं यार, बुरा मान जाएंगे. मैं शॉर्ट्स में फिर रहा हूँ घर में.
कोई बात नहीं,
मानने वाले सबने देखा.
बिल्ली को गोदी में रख लो.
नहीं वो चक्कर ये है कि
मैं नूर को फोन कर रहा हूँ परवेज, वरना
नूर तो ह्यूस्टन में.
वो भी ह्यूस्टन में ही है.
मैंने कल नाहिद को कॉल किया था. मैंने कहा कि वो ह्यूस्टन में अपनी बहन के पास, उसकी बहन की बेटी की ग्रेजुएशन थी, तो पूरी फैमिली वहां गई हुई है.
ओके, चलो तुम खोल लो भाई, तस्वीर दिखाओ अपनी. लोग बेताब हो रहे हैं. कोई बात नहीं यार.
तो मैंने कहा कि जो लोग बोलेंगे यार इसको क्या हो गया.
कोई बात नहीं, आप खोल दे, आप ऊपर तक रखें.
परवेज कुछ नया नहीं हुआ है, वो पहले से हुआ है.
चलो यार, तुम लोग इतने कर रहे हो
गया भाई, टाइम 0 हो गया टाइमर. साबरी साहब आ गए.
पर शेयर हो गया दोबारा.
हाँ, साबरी पे
रहमान प्लीज एक और बात. साबरी आप एक सेकंड, आपके लिए एक अर्ज है प्लीज. माशाल्लाह रहमान.
हाँ भाई सामान साहब बोलें सर अपना शेयर.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, fine. Go ahead.
आपके एजाज में एक शेर कहा है बाबा ने, तो सुन ले जरा प्लीज.
है मेरे एजाज में, मैंने नहीं सुना नहीं.
जी जी.
कैसे करूं भरोसा मैं स्टॉक के प्यार पे, कैसे करूं भरोसा मैं स्टॉक के प्यार पे, यहाँ अपने ही लेते हैं मजा अपनों की हार पे. साबरी क्या है कोई जहां में नादां ऐसा भी, करे जो ट्रेड भी और डरे नुकसान की मार पे.
तो मुझे शेर यार बहुत जबरदस्त था माशाल्लाह. ऐसे नादान कुछ होना नहीं चाहिए. If you cannot bear losses, you cannot. I mean, just.
सही बात है.
अच्छा, okay, guys, I am going to do a back test here. Back test.
Very good. Very good.
Sorry for this.
No, very good understanding and very. I applaud you for the slow walk that you did for everyone, walking them from basics to much more detailed graphics around it. So मैं कह रहा था कि a dumb bit like me would probably never understand a fraction of what you have accomplished. Mashallah, mashallah. You are very, very knowledgeable.
भाई आपकी समझ में आ रहा है ना, इतना काफी है यार.
नहीं, साबरी का स्टाइल बिल्कुल प्रोफेसर वाला है. So
detailed oriented.
So काफी हो गई appreciation. Let's move on. So okay, this is the Sierra chart, the platform I use. Thank you very much, Abdurrahman, everyone for your words, kind words. Thank you very much. Anyway, this is a Sierra chart, and the stock I have chosen is known as PDD. PDD is again, I think, it's a Chinese stock. Chinese stock normally they have high ranges, so they're ideal to day trade for day trading. So the PDD on this particular day, which is not this Friday, 18th of Friday. So let's apply our strategy here, which we discussed here, and I'm going to replay this the PDD and 18th, and we start at 8:25, right? Market starts at 8:30. Should I mute everyone?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Everyone is muted, and unmute yourself when you want to say something. Okay. 18, which is not this Friday, previous Friday. We're starting at 8:25, and we are on this platform. I can back test it. I mean, I can place it in simulation, and then when we press play, it will start because it has all the data for this particular stock, right? So clear, yes. And then when I press play, it will start just like now you're in the market and you're doing live trading, okay? So the speed is 5, which means that in 1 minute, actually the 5 minutes of activity will occur. Now it's 10, I have double the speed. So let's see. You have to wait for a while. Now the is 8:30. I have just paused it. The trade has started. You see, immediately. Now let's take a look at this chart. On your right, you see the daily chart. Probably you don't see anything. It's just like wavering. The stock was in a downward trend, but it's moving up. For last 2 consecutive days, it's moved up. This was green. This was green. It has crossed its 8 days. 8 EMA means 8 days and 50 days average. So it has, at least for the short time frame, it has picked up some momentum. And now its testing is 50 days. It's like 50 days. So it can go up to 50 days, and if it always finds a resistance like this, they'll come back and they'll try to move on. Now, how does the market look like? This is how my market looks like. This is 25th. So I have to move on to 18th. This is 18th. And the market is also trying to balance itself, not moving up, not moving down. This is NASDAQ and this is ES. Not giving us much signal. Now the 18, the market tried to move on, and then it broke down. So the market was coming down at this time, especially we are right here at 8:30. So in the pre-market session, market has already moved down up to certain percentage, both the Nasdaq as well as, and look at this Russell. The PDD is part of the Russell because it's a smaller company. You see this move down. These are it came from this level to this level, and right now when the market starts, we are at this level. Okay, generally when the market gaps down, this is known as gaps down pre-market. It tries to fill that gap, come back, and then it reverses at around 9 a.m. in the morning, which is the reversal time, generally accepted, and then continue its direction. If the market is strong, it will continue move forward in the positive direction. Otherwise, it will continue its direction downwards. So that's how the market looks like. I don't want to confuse you guys with the market because this happens in the past. Now comes back to our trade. Stocks. What is the PPO studying? It's red. It's trying to start to recover and move forward, but it is still red at this point of time. So let's see. We continue.
Sabri, can I ask a question?
Go ahead.
So for this Chinese stock, if someone is trying to play the US stock market, so they're doing it their nighttime, real time, correctly? Or they don't have any access to Wall Street?
Who is doing it? We are just
someone invested in China.
Even in China, but this is the Chinese market, but this is the stock being traded here in US.
US, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, nothing is being traded in China.
Okay, but they can still access the US trade market real time at night time.
Anyone in the world can access US market, provided they have a real time data feed.
Okay, I'm with you.
And they have broker supported. Anyone.
Okay, thanks.
Okay. So let me
that if because China is ahead, so if you see any changes in China, overnight, then you have the time to react to those changes the next morning when the market opens in US.
Yes.
That's
why Chinese stock move quite in a big direction. Sorry, Masood.
Yeah, the Asian market do have impact on the Europeans and then United States market, because the day, if you see the Japanese, stock, Nikkei KK, they start very first in the night here. So when we have night, Japan is morning. So Asian market do have impact sometimes, especially, the oil stocks, they do have the impact. You're right, Farooq. Yeah.
All right. So we move on. We set the speed to 5x, and then it's move. And then let's see, stocks are moving on. Now, at this particular time, things are negative pre-market. It has come down from this level to this, but this is pre-market. Okay, normally this course changes immediately. So let's see what happens. Maybe I need to increase the speed. It's not moving. What happens? Okay, something has happened. I changed the speed 240, so it's immediately moved like that. 240 means 240 times faster when the market opens. Okay, then we'll change it back to 5. So it came up, then touched the low, and then all of a sudden it came up. Now I am, instead of 5 minutes in the morning, I'll probably trade at a 2 minutes chart because market moves quite a lot. And my PPO has turned green and it is now reaching 0 point. You see it? This point is moving up. My stock is now crossed the 10 and 34. The 34 line has moving up. Sorry, is because it's green now, and its stock is above what? My VWAP line. So this may be because my PPO is turning positive at this point. So this may be, it was rejected at this price. and then came down. But since, so we can continue and watch for another 2 minutes, or we can take some risk, make an entry here at 125.96. Let's see whether our stop loss below this 125.30. So that's 66 cents. According to my position ranges, I'm going to trade 200 shares here. So 200. And what is, now I have paused it. So just to explain everything, because to reduce the time taken, I have increased the size 2 to 5 times. So it will move very quickly. And at this point, let's say I will see my bid volume, bid as a spread is 50 cents, much above than our 5 cent or 8 cent kind of benchmark. But for just for the explanation, so I won't take this particular trade at this time in the real market. But for the strategy point of view, let's see, we take some chances. We see, okay, the PPO is increasing, the volume has picked up, and let's buy this stock, 200 stock at market, because very quickly we have to spend very quickly, maybe at this 125.96. So I will buy at 126. So let's do 126 and buy this, and this is going to place an order, and I choose a stop so that if it touches this point, then only my trade will trigger, not at this point. And let's continue, see if it happens. So it came down, and then it, now I'm in the trade. This plus 200 means right now I was able to buy at 125.95. I placed an order 126, but immediately it bought at 125.95. So I'm in the trade now. Things are moving in my direction because I'm looking at the moving averages, which are trending up, green above VWAP line, PPO green up at this 0 point. We can buy it very close to 0, or and this distance between this signal and this line is increasing, means the momentum is picking up. So where should I stop? Ideally this R1, or this is a pre-market high, which was at 510. So this should be my point for my first partial. 200, let's say I take 100 share out, and I want 100 share to be out at what level? Is 127.20. Okay. So that is going to be my limit. I'm not going to sell it below 127. That's my first partial. So out of 200, if this stock reaches this level, I will be selling 100 here. And where should be my stop loss? I decided below this first hour level. So stop loss will be of the total quantity, and it should be at around 125.20, something like that. And that should be a stop sell right here. Not really 120. First hour low is this, which is 125.28. So what is my maximum loss? 95 minus 28, which is 67 cents, times 200, $134 only. So 134 is my maximum loss, which is less than 1%, even less than 0.5%. And my gain on my first partial is this one. So let's move on. Let's see what happens. And stocks move back and back and back, but it again jumps back. So I'm taking some losses here. Okay, because you see the PPO, and all of a sudden my stop loss was hit. So I incurred some loss, $134. I have to cancel this thing immediately. So I'm a bit quick. And let's see now what happens. And see what happens to this. This is stock. So that was a mistake, because initially it was under the strategy did not work immediately because it was too volatile at that time. Now take a look at here at this point of time.
Sabri, Amir have a question, I think.
Yes, go ahead, Amir.
He is raising his.
Amir, you have a question? No, we cannot hear
No,
you.
sorry, my daughters they're going to the mall, so I was talking to them. So I'm waving at them. So it's okay.
Okay, no problem.
I have a question too, Sabri, when you get a chance.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, the question I have is like, do you have the bracket orders like think or swim offers? Like you can put.
Yes, we can have bracket orders.
Profit, yeah.
Not an issue.
Okay. Yeah.
Not a problem here. Okay.
That will be safer. Yeah.
Okay. Because I'm explaining it, I did not put a bracket order. Now you see what is happening here. Probably stock has every time is coming down to this low level. It has a higher high. But I'm not going to enter here. Why? My PPOs is still negative, and it dodged me this time. It is still red. Let's see. And all of a sudden, it has turned its direction. PPO has turned green again, but I will only enter when it crosses 0, according to this strategy. And above that line, the 10 EMA line should be positive and should be above. Here it goes, but it is still below that thing. The 10 EMA line should be above that 20, or the PPO should be at least above this 0 line. Now you see the difference this time. So it was rejected here, and then again it turned back. Maybe my stop loss was too narrow at that time. So instead of 126, I should have it down here anyway. So I can again make an entry here, 200 stocks, and I can again buy market here, which is exactly at this point, because if it is moving now too fast, and it goes and goes and goes, and now it has touched a new high. It means the momentum is picking up. PPO has now turned positive. This TNME line
more than one time a day.
Say again.
So for day trading, you can buy and sell same stock more than once a day.
Of course.
Yes.
100 times a day. Nobody is stopping you.
I did not know
you
that.
can buy 10 times a day. Yeah, whatever number.
Okay. So this is
Thanks. Learn something new.
This is now this is turned up. This moving average will ideally it should be above this and this line. Ideally, so we can still wait for a good entry point. Okay, but we had taken some risk. We were impatient. That's one thing according to our entry. We were a bit impatient because the stock moves too fast early in the morning. Let's see what happens. It goes down again or it goes up again. So it's moving in our direction. The PPO, as we see, PPO is now in the positive range. Now, again, my partial, I should have it 127.20, which is 50% of the position, but not the stop. It should be a limit order. That's why it is not accepted. There it goes. I continue and see if it touches my partial level. There it goes. It touches. 100 shares are gone. Only 100 left. See, 100 are left. So it's moving in my desired direction, except for the very first trade. At this point of time, according to our strategy, my balance 100, I should have a stop loss at my entry so that right here, which is 120, my entry was 126.16, 126.16 right here. So I don't lose any more on this, and I already secured profit on that. And let's continue. Now I'm expecting some resistance because this is resistance level 1. So that's why it's taking some time, but it's blasting through. Now it's rejected because again it's being paused, and see it come down to this place. Look at what is happening at this 10 EMA line. Now it is above this VWAP and this. So according to the strategy, this probably would have been the point to enter. But, and see this indicator, this green indicator, this green indicator, this green point, this green point. This is my proprietary indicator, which is telling me that stock is now in an uptrend. So we entered it because we sensed that it was rejected at this low level, and it will try to touch its resistance level. But tell me one thing, considering this daily chart, does this stock really like to continue its journey toward upside in a big way? I don't think so. Reason being, it has 50 days resistance right there at 130 level. which is pretty close, not far away. Looking at this time and sale window, all the trade except for one are being asked. What does ask means? Buyers are willing to pay the price the seller are asking. So more buying pressure. Everything is directing in the right direction. The green direction, this green. Now, what should be our ideal point to take profit from the balance 100 shares? R2 level, correct? Pivot point. Second level. So let's see what his stock does at this R2 level. Resume it. It's facing a lot of resistance here, even at R1 to go through it. Let's see. And it's blasted through. It's getting close and close. At this point, I can simply follow my 10 EMA line, and I can move my stop loss just around 10 EMA line. Problem is that his stock has covered a lot of distance from my 10 EMA line. It's 125. You see that this distance? And when it happens, ideally stock will come down. It cannot go for long and long, and the distance can keep on increasing. The 10 EMA has to catch up with this pretty sooner or later. This seems to be a point when the stock will take a positive burst. So let's make a decision and get out of this trade. The balance 100 share at this 128.74. But if the stock is not really strong on the daily chart, it can even reverse below. Just like me, there will be other traders watching it, and they will place their sell order exactly below this point. So let's see what happens here. And it's just 8:40, 10 minutes into the market.
Yeah. Sabri, I have a question.
Go one second, and I'm done. So it now I need to cancel my order. 1 second, Wasim. So I was expecting that it would at least touch the R2 line, but it did not. I'm out of the trade, nothing is left. And not only this, stock seems to be having a topping tail here. Go ahead, Wasim.
Yeah, look, I was also looking for, is there an indicator which can mark this here saying how far it is from the 10 period moving average? The
Yes,
price is?
they are. Not an
Okay.
issue. Not an issue.
So it will mark it that it is 10% close.
Yeah. Obviously, the platform has all kind of indicators. Yes. You see, stock is failing at this. What is telling me the failing? The PPO has turned flat. It's still green. Will take some time the PPO to start turning red. But there are two topping tails, which telling me that every time it comes, it even did not close the gap. Every time it comes, the big topping tails tell us that it is now it has started reversing its direction, or at least it will go back and test this resistance level 10 MA line, and then it might come back and continue its journey. So let's see what it does.
Can you explain one more time R1, R2? Maybe I missed.
You remember the pivot point study? I will show you the formula for those based on the previous day's ranges. Using mathematical formulas, pivot point will be somewhere like this 124.43. This is pivot point. Then on top of that, there will be 3 R1, R2, R3, 3 resistance levels. And below them, there will be S1, S2, S3. Those generally are the technical traders. When they day trade, they have these levels, and everyone sees it. So that's why, excuse me, many people trade around those levels, take profits, enter whatever.
Between those lines, R1, R2, or R3.
Those are resistance line, R1, R2, R3.
Okay, got you.
You see, stock is having trouble here. Every time it's coming in, now it's reversing its action. See, the PPO line is turning red. Okay. So here it's tested this R1, and this ideally there will be some support here. It will go back because from this point to this point, the stock is in upward trend. So if it not just go like make a V-shaped turn and go back. No, 1 second. Who is Zaid Ahmed? I don't know. Someone is Zaid Ahmed. Just allowed him to the Zaid Ahmed. Anyway, waiting room. Anyway, go ahead. Resume our journey, and we can speed up to save time here. Instead of 10, let's do it 15. What do you think? What will stock do at guys at this time? Any experienced traders? See that a 10 EMA line here again from support is what I was telling. That a strong stock will follow this 10 EMA line and will continue its journey. So there are strong chances that stock will go up. But if it again fails close to this level or this level, then there are chances that it will start its journey in the reverse direction. And at this time it will fail here, then it will next time it will fail here or here. So let's see what happens. And now instead of 2 minutes, we can switch to 5 minutes because it's already 8:50 in the morning. You see what is happening? Now, second,
pulling back.
It will be pulled back.
Yeah.
But again, we are not sure. PPOs are still positive, so we will not take a short entry immediately. If we want, wait a second. I can show how much money we made or lost. Let's do that. Okay. Let's continue this. Otherwise, we'll take a long time. Now it is having difficulties at this point of time, and if we are moving back to the 2 minutes charts, we are here. If our 10 EMA line turns red this time, we can make a short entry here because the PPO is slowly getting close again, turning red and getting close to 0. And then it again is starting. Now it's trying to move up. This is an important level because it failed again at this level 15 minutes ago. And then again coming back. There it goes. Let's see what happens. Now we're not going to short it right now. Why? Because our moving average are still positive. This is green line, this is green line, it's above VWAP. And PPO, although it's turning red, is still positive. So we're not going to short it right now. It's too risky. But here the stock has come down again and it has crossed its 10 EMA line. This is the second time. It again failed at this level and this level. If I make an entry here and make a stop loss right here, this is too tight a stop loss, 127.48 and 128. And then I can target something like around the open on first hour low. So again, my 200, this time I'm going to short it, sell market right here, maybe slightly above. We're going to have some market order and let's see what happens. And we are in because stock is continuing its journey. Now, where should I take my first partial and stop loss? Ideally, excuse me, this is a support level. Stock will definitely get support. It's a 34 email line and VWAP line. Definitely get support, will come back, and then again try to continue its journey. And if it fails again here, then it will go down. So let's see what happens. You see, I told you that it's going to take support here. But remember, I showed you the market. Market was falling down at that time. Earlier, I showed the market as well. So market is not supporting it, the long side. The market is also supporting the short side. And you see this red point coming, that's indicating that now a downward trend has started. This green points telling me that the upward trend, the red point now is officially a downward trend. The PPO is almost at 0 level, and then it will continue its journey. Let's see. But in all its entirety, since the stock has moved a lot in the morning, it's not going to be a big short here. Ideally, we should be out by here or by this point, the first hour low pivot point. We should not expect it goes down below to S1, S2, S3 because its stock is not that weak today. It is still positive. It found support, again failed. Continuous journey. Where should I take my first partial? So my entry was 127.44. So let's make it 1 point here, 126.44, 100, and place a buy order here, right here. My stop should be, I'm not showing my stop here because we're not doing it in the real time and we don't have much time. So stop should be around this level. And once I touch my first partial, I will move it to my entry, the balance position. So let's resume our journey. And there it goes. I got my first partial, only 100 shares are left. If I want to be safe on the side, I can place a sell order at my entry, which was 127.44. And it's going to be a stop. And since it's a short position, my closing order will be a buy order right here. Now I made my money around 50% of the position, 1 point, which is how much dollar? 100 share and $51, $100 I made right here. And even if stock goes up backwards again, which is not likely to do in near future, then I won't lose money. So let's continue. So where should be my closing out position? At this level or this level? Let's see how it performs. At open, it will definitely get some support here and try to reverse its direction. Let us speed up if you want to save some time. Double the speed 30 times. You see, it's getting support here, which is the previous high, pre-market high at this level. Exactly, it's getting support here, but it has now a lot of resistance here. Market is not supporting it. Remember, we also monitoring the market. So this is basically a risky trade. And then again, fail. It's trying to fail at least, known as bear flag. And there it goes. It will touch this open level and then again come back. That's how the normal behavior is, because you find buyers here. Speed up, 60 times, and it failed at that one. So where should I close this position? Either I close it here if I don't want to take any chances, and if I am, because I'm not going to lose anything, right? I have already made money on 100 share, hundreds of lakhs. So I can try this first hour low, and in my opinion, and this is pivot point, it will definitely go there. So let's make a stop limit here, 100 shares at this 124.50, 60 maybe. This is a short position, so I exactly want to be done at first hour low and continue my journey. Now, ideally, look at the behavior. When it is in downward trend, it is how beautifully it is following the 10 EMA line. You see?
Yeah.
It's just following the 10 EMA line. Initially, it was following the 10 EMA line. It was quite far ahead of it. Now it is following in the reverse direction.
Oh, sorry, Sabri, can you let Amir join again? He said he's requesting that he wants to come in. Yeah, he's using his phone. Sorry.
Yeah, I did. Trying to change its course of action. And there it goes. There it goes. Now, all my positions are gone. I can pause it. And let's see how much money I made on this and the previous. So let me bring this thing. This was 18th. There it goes. PDD. And I forgot about this space thing. I had forgot to clear the space thing. So in the PDD, we went first long and then we went short. And net total, the first trade was $150 loss, correct? Then we made partial 110. Then we finally made $234. The net was 194. In this position, the short position, we made $103. And then in the final, we made $279. Position each time position was 200, 200, 200 share, and the net I just made $576. In what time? We started at 8:31, counting the first trade which was negative, give us a loss, and close at what time? 10:28. In less than 2 hours, guys, I made $576 out of these 3 trades. One was loser, 2 were winner. And what I did, I just applied this particular strategy both in the short and the long side on this particular stock. Safedin Manviwala has dropped out. I don't want he wants to join back anyway. So guys, any question on this live back testing? It's not live, it's back testing, sorry.
Sabri?
Yeah, go ahead.
Some broker are allowed to do the pre-market trading.
Yes.
Some are not. So if we do the pre-market trading, there's no volume there. Not just,
I don't recommend doing it pre-market because the day traders need volume, liquidity. And the pre-market, you see the pre-market chart the same. How thin are the chart and how, because the data is not coming through the exchanges.
Yeah. I think Sabri is talking about Houston time. That's why he's saying 8:30.
No, not a Houston time. I'm sorry, the market time, whatever. It's 9:30.
Yeah, market is 9:30 in Eastern time.
Yeah. My time is the chart is plotting based on the Houston time, 8:30. Pre-market, when the markets are not open, don't trade it for the day trading purposes.
Yeah.
Because you will get lost and there's no apparent trend and there's no volume. See the volume? Hardly any volume compared to this thing. Look at the volume here. Nothing. Look at the volume here. 300,000 shares in 2 minutes, 5 minutes. Now, you see, we were out here. Why we were out here? Because you're expecting a bounce and stock did a real bounce, very spiked up, and then came back, tested the afterwards, after we were out here. Pivot point here. This is a pivot point. And then again started, it reverses direction. You see? So there was no point in remaining this trade. Let's say we were still in this trade when the PPO turned green and we just went out. But we're not expecting it make a U-turn again and go all the way back and test it here. So again, it found the resistance at VWAP level and it came down. That's how the normal behavior of the stock is, unless there is some trigger, some trigger point, some special news, some item, otherwise they behave abruptly. So that's why it was this strategy put into test. I think we made 3 trades. This was not my plan. And we made a trade on one stock in both direction, long as well as short.
Sure.
Any question?
So selection of stock on a daily basis is important.
Absolutely critical. Absolutely.
Is the key.
Is one of the keys. Strategy is another one of the key. So we come back to our presentation. Challenging day. What if the strategy does not work? I think this is Rahman Babe's question. Yeah, is he still there? I don't see.
Babe?
He's here. Anyway, muted. So use the trade entry checklist before every entry. Remember that entry checklist? This one.
Yeah.
After that, once the daily profit is achieved, then the half the position size. Now we made how much on this PDD? $576. What was the daily target? $200 to $300. We already done it, right? In 2 hours. So why should we waste our time? Now, even if you decide to continue half your position size, so you've incurred some loss, you don't end your loss net in the net loss position, your day. If 2 consecutive losses occur, then stop and evaluate the market and trade. What is going on? Are we jumping the guns? We are too fast. If 3 consecutive losses in a row, take a break or call it a day. Shut it off. Shut down the computer trading software completely. Otherwise, you will again get back to this trading. It's so attractive at times. If 3 losing days in a row, then stop trading for the week. Something is terribly wrong. Either your luck or the market or the trade or the strategy. If a total loss 6% of account value in a given month, then stop trading for the rest of the month. Reevaluate the strategy. We don't want small losses to compile up and give us 6% of account value or loss in one given month. Then switch to the simulating trading mode. If you still want to practice, switch to the simulated trading mode. Just like this was simulated trading mode. Now here I'm going to
go ahead. Sabri. So suppose if you are unable to settle your score, your account, and at the end of the day, so can you carry it over to the next day?
No, I mean at the end of the day, of course you can carry over. I mean you can start rotating. Nobody will stop doing you from it. But once you're in positive, Your one goal should be to remain in positive at the end of the day. If not, don't take it to your heart and take it lightly and evaluate it. But the concept of day trading is to at the end of the day, there's no open trades. Don't leave any trades open. Cut your losses very short, because you don't know when the stock is, what is the stock going to do, if especially if it is a high liquid stock. Pre-market tomorrow, you just don't know. They can do all sort of weird things. Switch to the simulator. Now I'm going to, guys, I'm testing this strategy for last 2 months. So I'm going to show you the actual results. So the May and June 1 to 25th, which includes the Friday as well. So in the May, on this account, I took 114. Those were live, but those are simulated account, right? My real money was not being traded. 114, out of those 52 was long, 62 were shorts. My net profit was $5,204. The win rate was 64%. But the long was 72% and short was overall negative. Why is what so? Because the market in general has been bullish for last 2 months. So it's not working in when you take short trades, it's not working in your favor. And you have to, because we cut losses very early, so you incur losses very frequently or very early in the short trades. Average daily earning was $248 net, $255 in the long, minus $7 in the short. Average trade value was estimated around $25,000. Largest winner was $2,000. I hope nobody can hear him. 47, my expectancy was 47.3, which means that if I take one trade, it's expected to give me a net of $47 during the month of May. Because since I have been testing and refining it, the June was much better. But the number of trades was gone up. 337 trades in 19 working days. 19, yes, 19 days. And 20, long were 192, short were 145. Winner were 245 here, 145, 100. But my net profit was $13,328 here. 13,000 came from long, only 328 short. Then what's the point of having shorts? Why spend so much time and money and trade 100 trades and giving you $328 in the whole month when the market is bullish? So 73% up, 75% percentage long. Average daily earning was $700 overall in the trades, 684 in the long, and short is just $17. Largest winner was $184. Profit factor of 1.78 means
78%.
No. It means amount of money, average amount of money you won in the long trade compared to the profitable trade compared to the average amount of money you lose in the losing trades. Expectancy.
What was the account value? Sorry, what was the account value in there? 25,000.
The max. That's the estimate average value, but the account value in general were around $37,000. There were some trades which are bigger than this, and some which are less than this. The average was around $25,000.
33% almost in a month.
Almost 33%, yes.
Yeah, expectancy has gone down. So what is going on here? One of my target is to improve this expectancy because number of trade has gone up dramatically, 114 to 337. So the profit has gone to 13,328, but the expected value of one trade, what it will give me was $45.8 compared to 47 May. Because the number of trade has gone up dramatically, that's why expected value has gone down, but the profit loss is $13,300. All those trades were taken in real time, not just like we're doing on Sunday, on real time in real market. Okay. Because understand, I know what the stock has done. I can just go and see the chart. That will have some bias in my decision making. All right. Any question on this? Then we can move on.
No.
3 hours.
Thank you very much, Sabri. I need to get going. My son's vaccination.
Now,
but
all right, Wasim. Thank you.
Thank you.
So what I've done here is Pakistan example that my colleagues in Pakistan. Okay, I applied the same strategy. And this is a site known as investing.com, which allows you to have Pakistan shares in as well. but I have yet to test. But I don't think it's a real-time investment strategy data feed. So it's not real-time data. You don't get it in you get delayed data. So in Pakistan, if you have this kind of a software platform, just like investing.com, give you a real data time, then you apply same, they don't have a PPO indicator in this. So I use a MACD volume, same kind of EMS. VWAP was not there, unfortunately. Now you see the strategy was telling you that the PPO was crossing 0 and it is positive at this point. And this EMA 10 is above this EMA 34 is positive. That's the point to enter. So let's say according to this, on 17th, 17th of now we are talking about OGDC, Oil and Gas Development Corporation in Pakistan. Who is in from Pakistan? SAF has dropped. So SAF has dropped.
I'm here.
Muzaffar? Farooq. So I just applied this strategy. Fine Saab, Assalamu alaikum. This is one of my friend who works for Merrill Lynch, but actually I think you're late. You're about to wrap it up, but towards the end of the presentation. Anyway, so you see, according to the strategy, this is the point. And if you make an entry here, the stock tried to go back and tested exactly the EMA 34 line and then went back. As long as this it's not turning the direction, you can remain in the stock. So even if you enter it at 99.39 and enter at this point when the stock is coming back 101, now you can see that you can make this strategy work even on Pakistan stock, provided you have right platform, right software, and the right real-time data feed. Okay. So maybe sounds interesting for you because the strategy is independent of the stocks, right? It's just working on the data. So it was working on the OGDC desk, Oil and Gas Development Corporation data. So for instance, this was actually the real-time results of the strategy in the US markets. If Mr. Fahim is listening to me. Okay. One more question about that resources. I don't know. Haman is still there. I've dropped
yes,
out.
I'm still there. I'm
okay.
Still there.
So now you want to learn about the what psychology and other things. So I recommend these books, especially the first 3 books. This one is available from How to Day Trade for Profit from Amazon. Next 2 books from Andrew Aziz, the same guy from the Bear and Bull Traders. How to Day Trade for a Living Advanced. Those are available free of cost from this pdfdrive.com. Just download it from there. You can get it, no problem. There are other books, How to Day Trade, Ross Cameron, Optimize the Trading Edge, excellent book. But from the psychology and emotional control point of view, I strongly suggest number 6, number 7, and number 8, especially number 6 and number 7. Number 8 is a thick book. On the number 7, this guy, Brett Steenbarger, he's a doctor and a specialist in trader psychology. He has a blog, which you can go traderfeed.com, and his excellent videos over there. And you can, and again, those are available from the free of cost, these 2. Trading in the Zoom by Mark Douglas, pdfdrive.com, and this one, the daily trading course, 101 lessons. From the same pdfdrive.com. So you can get those free of cost from this website and just read it on your computer. Yeah, free website, investing.com. I just explained for daily article, live port charting, and pre-market information, which was this one. So this particular chart for Pakistan was made on investing.com platform because its data is only available on there from Pakistan. For other scanner, Rahman, I think you asked, I use now Bear Bull Traders, but the marketwatch.com, this site is run by Barron's, and for pre-market active stock scan is provide an excellent pre-market active scanner. Broker provided service, interactive broker provide good scanner, pre-market information, article news, and I'm sure other brokers also provide good services on that.
Excellent.
Paid website, briefing.com, a comprehensive stock information is just $40 per month for in-play plus services. Bar chart is a provider of real-time or delayed data stock chart code. You asked for bar chart, I think. It's $199 for their premium. I'm a subscriber to this. From the long-term point of view, I'm a subscriber to the investor.com, Investor Business Daily, excellent articles. Right now, they're $500 for 2 years services, but it's worth it. Apart from Sierra chart, you can use DAS Pro and Sterling Pro, which provide a good, faster platform, stock scans and information. All right, that's pretty much it. What next? Now, next step would be to apply this to my personal account from the live simulator account. Aim is to increase the daily earning level to $300 to $400 per day in near future. And I could move to these cloud-based trading platforms in future, which are this Dash Pro and Sterling. Right here. And that's pretty much it. Otherwise, there are some supplementary slide. I don't want to, if there are any question around those, for example, you were asking about PPO. So this is the definition of PPO. You can always search in the Googles and find how the PPO is calculated, how the pivot point studies are calculated. Those support S1, S2, R1, R2, how those are calculated. What is contract for differences? But contract for differences is immaterial for traders in US. It's not allowed here. All right. So any questions so far, guys?
Yeah, Sabri,
yes,
I have a
Sabri.
couple of questions.
Yes, please go ahead.
Okay. First is, if being from Pakistan, if I want to trade in US stocks like this as a day trader, so can I set up an account in USA online, or is it legal? Is it possible?
Farooq, that's a good question. Unfortunately, opening an account for US trading needs a broker which supports US platform while you are a Pakistan citizen based in Pakistan. And that involves a lot of questions around Pakistan's export control or foreign exchange control, because whatever you will be investing with that broker will be in US dollar. So Pakistan government won't allow it, number one. Number two, the broker should have operation in Pakistan or should have some service support level. For the interactive broker, I know they are active in Canada, so they allow Canadian customers. They are active in UK, they allow British customers. They are active in India even, so they'll allow Indian customers. But I'm not aware of any broker which operates in Pakistan and which has main market in US. And this is unfortunate. Now, there is one company which I told you, that TradeNet, which is an Israeli company, and they mainly trade in CFDs. And they have brokers, clients all around the world, and they work through their platform. It's operated out of Cyprus, country Cyprus, and Israel. So I don't know, they have their clients all placed all over the world, whether they allow people from Pakistan or not, but originating from Israel, I have my doubts. So I don't think the people based in Pakistan, purely in Pakistan, have in Pakistan rupee, they don't obviously, can have US dollar trading account with a broker who operate in US. Unfortunately, I'm not aware of that. And I don't think so it exists.
And secondly, can you recommend any softwares which you are using for USA that are like available for Pakistan market?
Stock, what? Stock?
These softwares, these trading assist.
Investing.com is an online software. They have both their premium, this one, investing.com on your left. And
Okay,
they can plot
that.
They can plot Pakistani stock just like this OGDC. I have using this website. You can create a free of cost account with them and you can plot that. But since I have Pakistan stock account as well, the brokers over there, like I have an account with BIPL Securities, Bank of Islami, and they have a online platform and which is quite good, robust, but it only trades in Pakistani stock, correct?
Yeah. Yesterday, in fact, there was a program on TV, and they recommended this K-Trade, which is Khadim Ali Shah Bukhari Securities.
KSB, yeah. The BIPL was actually KSB. KSB has sold that trade to Bank Islami. I'm not sure whether they have again started another brokerage house or brokerage platform of their own. I'm not sure of that. But I can tell you.
Is good.
I'm sorry?
KSB is good, Khadim Ali Shah.
Yeah, but the KSB,
so
I used to have an account. I have an account with them since 2005. And they had a platform KSB Direct for online trading. And now KSB Direct has become BIPL Securities. So I'm not sure whether they have started another one or not. But
they have launched an application, a phone application called K-Trade.
Yeah, they should have it. They should have it.
Yeah.
They should have it. But honestly, in Pakistan, the way people do trade, they are trades on inside news mostly. You will go to the brokerage house and other there are people who are telling you, hey, this is happening in this company, this is happening in this company. And that's how the day traders who are expert in this field, they leak news and they make trades. This is what my experience has been. So I have never done day trading in Pakistan.
Right.
Any other question?
Sabri, this is the issue for the
Thanks so
non-US
much.
people, no? That lot of broker companies, they don't allow to do the trading.
But Interactive Brokers have a Canadian presence, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, Interactive might have,
Yeah,
but like Robinhood, they don't allow.
What about Lightspeed? What about others? They have it. I know a lot of Canadian investors do that. Interactive Broker, Lightspeed, they have Canadian clients and you can operate it from there.
All right.
Maybe not the Robinhood, but I don't recommend Robinhood because you won't be able to, their platform, as far as I know, is not that suitable, not powerful. Anyway, any other question?
But Robinhood is free trading, huh? They don't charge a fee.
Well,
I'm sorry.
End of the day, if they're not charging the fee, you are paying their fee anyway. And a company is tested when you are in need of them and their website is down. So be watchful of that.
Okay, so it's a hidden cost.
I was a victim of those free companies at the beginning, honest to God, I'm telling you. So, be watchful. If you're in Canada, I know you're in Calgary and my neighbor as well. So I would suggest Quest Trade big time.
Quest Trade, okay. Good addition. Anyway, the guy, that's pretty much it. Now what I will
Sabri, one more question.
Please go ahead.
First of all, I think you will share this presentation soon with the group.
Yes, definitely. Now, what happened?
Yes.
Shahid is already recording. Shahid, are you recording or I'm recording? I think I'm recording.
You are recording, Sabri.
Okay, I'm recording it. Yeah, I'm recording it. Okay.
Okay.
This will be a big file. I don't know. Now, I used to have Akhtar shared his share folder, and I will ask him if he still allows it. He's back to the group, so I will place this presentation as well as this. Otherwise, I can share my Google Drive, create a separate folder if I can, with our group people and the people here, and they can download the presentation, and if possible, also download this recording. Okay. It will be a long file, 3 hours and 15 minutes. Anyway.
Okay, and Sabri, one more thing, just now to recap that, okay, let's say by entering into this Belbur traders and this others, once we shortlist and then let's say we decide to which share to enter, and then which charts you will prefer that, okay, in order to see the volumes and other trading activities going on? Just
charting platform, right?
Okay.
No, you're asking about the charting platform, correct?
Yeah, charting platform.
Okay, the one I use is Sierra Chart. Now, I am comfortable with Sierra Chart because I've been using it for the last 5 years. Fine. 1 second. Let me give you, where is this? Okay, slide. But for the faster execution, and just for the stock point of view, I recommend DAS Pro, which is charges $150 to $165, Sterling Pro. Sierra Chart is an excellent platform which I'm using. There is an issue with them with their data feed for stocks. They don't provide you market depth, which is level 2, and at times that is important. At times it's not there, but they're saying that it will be available pretty soon. So the cost of Sierra Chart is pretty low, $63 per month compared to $165 for DAS Pro and Sterling Pro. But the DAS Pro and Sterling Pro, they're being optimized for day trading and faster execution. So these three platforms.
So what you prefer? Let's say for what you prefer, this Sierra?
Sierra, there's a learning curve to it. It's not very easy. If let's say if you want to decide for Sierra, that's fine. I've used it for last many years. It's an excellent platform. DAS, very good platform. It has faster execution for day trading. So if you want to just jump quickly, the DAS Pro will be a better platform, although it will cost you more.
Okay.
In the beginning, I think you should start with the bar chart or Yahoo Finances, in my opinion. Once you're comfortable, then get a subscription for a good reputable company. And also in regards to Farooq, are you still there?
I think he dropped out.
Yeah, yeah.
He's there.
Okay. Farooq, if I'm not mistaken, I know there are some companies in Karachi. I'm sure they should be in Islamabad as well, but for the past like 25 years, I'm not around there. I can find out that for you. They have a full setup there on Sharai Faisal, and they open your account, if you have US dollar account there in Pakistan or something like that. They need passport and all that kind of stuff, and they do things for you. And then they give you their platform. Basically, it is they are set up in North America, but they are providing a sidekick there in Pakistan. So if you find out, you have access to all these stock exchanges through them.
All right. Yeah.
Are you sure, Rahman? Because in Pakistan, there's always an issue of US dollar transaction. They allow the money to come to Pakistan, but they won't allow the money easily leave Pakistan in that way.
Yeah, but if you have a foreign exchange account, and I don't know,
how do you finance that account?
Yes.
Buying the dollar from the open market and then deposit.
Yes, and then you have to go through some restrictions, and but it is possible. It is not impossible. It is possible. People
so check it out, Farooq. Why not? Let us know.
Yeah, I'll do that. Yeah, there's a we are expecting some changes. Because you might have heard that Pakistan was still not allowed the green this FATF thing. So somebody was telling me that there might be some changes in more financial checkpoints on transactions and things like that. Coming up because of this.
Assalamu alaikum, Farooq bhai. So just like add few more things, especially right now, the people in Pakistan, they cannot trade in the US market because they already put a lot of restriction in the past. So maybe like in coming future, they will allow something, but not now. It's very, very, very restricted. So if you want to go through that route, I mean, for me, it's not feasible right now. So just wait a little bit. Maybe they can come up with some changes.
Right. Okay. Thanks.
All right, guys, if that's it, and if you have any further question, you are more than happy to post it, give it to me through the group or separately. Okay.
Oh, thank you, Brother Sabri.
Problem at all, and good luck. But actually, I'm a bit concerned if someone wants to just start doing it. It's not that easy as it looks like.
Yeah, it's not easy.
It's not that easy. So give it a time and learn those concepts and do simulated trading, maybe for months. And once you go through those resource lists and read the material, educate yourself first and then just start slowly, trading the waters. All right.
That is excellent. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. You guys take care, and I will see how can I upload that recording on that particular the share folder, or I can also upload that presentation slides. Okay.